Good day, ladies and gentlemen, to our Grenadier, the final version. Today we have two things to do. We need to push the Grenadier to its absolute limits. We're talking about Arbiter down, multiple pinnacle high-level bosses, the whole shenaniganza. And we have to decide what the next build will be. And I'm interested in doing some solo self-found fun and other stuff, so we'll have some interesting day ahead of us. Heads up, we changed quite some things and upgraded our damage to 50,000 DPS. Yeah, and that's times 5 because 5 grenades, right? And we reworked some of how the explosive shot works and introduced the Herald of Thunder. And this leads to us just having absolutely no problem clearing whatever at this point, right? So I kind of like where this has taken us. I like where we're heading. We need more tablets for irradiated. Increased mobs of rare monsters. Thank you very much. Happy New Year. Jin Sork, Flashy. It might be Jin Sork. However, I'm not really feeling Sork, to be honest, right now. It might rather be that we want to do something solo self-found. Maybe another Wyvern. Maybe a different Wyvern. Not sure how much different it can be. Level 15 Citadel Delirium. What could possibly go wrong? So as you can see, our explosive shot has gotten insane damages. And that with a few choice changes. And we have the Herald of Thunder now. We're even more like super boom. By the way, am I just doing the same Citadel? I'm doing the same Citadel again. I thought I'm doing a different one, right? Because we already have this one here. But for some reason, I am doing the same one again. 1, 2. Well, I guess it is what it is. So we really like used our bonus spirit that we have and the bonus spirit reservation and all these kind of things to make mercenary quite ridiculous. Really enjoying werewolf build. Honestly, werewolf was super fun and it heavily reminded me of the early days of the ice monk. So when pretty much everything started with a monk. That was cool. However, as cool as the werewolf was, the wyvern just really has my heart. Might just be something about that barrage playstyle that makes it so much fun, right? Just going through the oil barrage and just seeing someone completely melt away out of existence. It's hard to put your finger on it, right? Since it's just so brilliant to do. Oh, grenades. So we also improved the reloading on the crossbow because I now play both the reload gems. So I play the reload gem for rolling and I play the reload gem for killing enemies. So I felt like, sure, the reload gem for rolling is amazing. However, the biggest issue is that in choice situations, you will have to roll, right? So it might come to a very weird one where I don't want to roll, but I am forced to roll. And that's why we went in that direction there to like get a bit more out of it, right? To get our opportunity to just shoot things. Like, for example, when you're doing a... When we're doing a breach. In a breach, I don't want to take my time for rolling, right? In my breach, I just want to go. Prometheus. So good to see you there, Prometheus. Thank you very much for your 5 gifted subscriptions. Jeez. Happy New Year, partner. Very good to see you. Thank you for the Prime subscription, Prometheus. Is there only a vertical stream? No, sir. There's a horizontal and a vertical always on the channel. No, it leads to some confusion at times, but both are up, both are running, both are popping. God, I love the bonus hits from the Herald of Thunder. The fun part is, due to multi-shot, if your first shot hits and your second shot shocks, then the third bolt that hits will actually already trigger the Herald of Thunder. So each bolt can actually like trigger that on like multiple times, which works plenty well. We killed this guy already, so Doriani has died. And since then we've improved our damage further, right? We're sitting at that 48,000. However, that's not the real 48,000 because if I just unleash some grenades, there's even more damage coming out.
I can't give up.
That was that. See, like, we're sitting at 64 times 5. So when you pretty much, like, use all your grenades, then we're getting choice more damage.
Burn to ash, demon of Absolutor.
Great. This is, by the way, the first time for me playing this fight here right now with, how do I say this now? Without a mana potion, because I decided that we're playing only the... How do I say this now? We're playing only a mana potion that activates automatically. The main reason we're playing Laviana Spirits is that if it activates automatically, right? It would every 2 seconds activate the Flask effect in the passives. Because there's a passive that says 20% more elemental damage under a Flask effect. I just let that thing activate itself, right? And continuously work on us. I'd actually have to consider playing mana regeneration, but I feel like we have enough mana to not bother with this.
I can't give up. I must save my people.
Campaign completion for new characters. We have a whole guide for you with a special gear. So you can go in with a set of unique items that will make everything ludicrous easy. Okay. However, that's boring to a degree. The main thing you have to do is when you're rushing through the campaign, you want to ignore rare mobs, yellow mobs, and you want to kill all the magic mobs. Magic mobs are the most XP to time ratio mobs. So white mobs, obviously, as you're going through, kill as many as you can, but otherwise focus on these magic mobs. 500 AC, and wow, I added AC and light radius, chat. With my perfect orb and perfect orb, I added that. I don't feel very well, Mr. Stark. Okay, one important thing we gotta do today is we gotta actually fix my resistances, because I might or might have not actually maxed out my resties on this character. But hey, what's life without a little bit of risk? Where did I put my fragments? Under tablets, right? So our resties are currently sitting at 75, 70, 34, which is good. We are playing the Painter's Gloves, as you can see. So we went for a new piece of equipment that is absolutely useless to quality up, but I still want to do it. Then we can socket it up, and we could play a cold resistance for the time being, right? So why we're playing the Painter's Gloves is because we need all our elemental damage to be tried, that we can play Trinity. Because now we can play Trinity, which will give us more attack speed and more damage per resonance, and it's insane. How often should you be in town if you're trying to go through the campaign fast? You should be in town as often as you need to be. For example, you start in Clearfeld encampment, then you clear Clearfeld and the Mud Burrow. After you've killed the Mud Burrow boss, you need to go back to claim the quest. Then you go for Grellwood to clear out the Red Veil, and as soon as you have the Red Veil down, you need to go back to then go into the Grellwood next area until you have finished the Blackland. Then you need to go back. Then you go on again, hunting grounds, into the Ogden farmlands, activate the waypoint, kill the Black Bird, hand in the Lout. Then you go for the Freythorn, into the Ogden village until you are in the Ogden Manor. Then you have to go back to claim the stone from Latis and finish the manor. So you have like 5 points where you have to go back. Will you be updating the planner at all, Steve? The planner is updated so far to the 3rd and 4th Ascension, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check if the 4th Ascension was in. But we have like we are going for the final update. So yeah, until 4th Ascension is updated. But we changed a lot of things because, as you can see, we have a full elemental damage crossbow instead of a full physical crossbow currently. Which, like, there's a couple of reasons for that, but main reason is that the Painter's Gloves say gain 33 of elemental here. It says gain 9% of elemental damage as extra cold damage. So the more elemental damage I have, the more elemental damage I get. Right? So I need to actually get a lot of elemental damage. I don't have the opportunity to not. I need to fully hone in on that, right? And try to get as much elemental as possible. We get that nifty precursor tablet. What does it do? Has a lot of physical damage. But sadly, still not good. Okay. Filling the tower marks all nearby maps accessible. Ah, it's that one. That one is so cute. I actually like it. Because you can just do the tower and then you can jump to whatever map you actually like to go for. Very nice, very nice. Okay, we get like some 2 weird maps going on here. Let's upgrade this one. Goal today is almost 3,000 HP. Let's do an Abyssal Overrun map, ladies and gentlemen. So we want to get almost 3,000 HP. We need to have our armor is at 80%, and we have deflection rating, which is actually really funny. Because yes, we're using our Tactician to not only have armor, no, also have deflection rating and everything. Before we go on, let's do the filter blade thing as always. Happy New Year. Wait a second. Athanasius. So create a new filter. This one is for very strict. We go for global filter style mythic because I like it. Auto adjust for endgame. We play mercenary. We want only armor. I don't want armor ES gear. I don't want armor evasion rating. I just want armor. And that's it. Export. Rage 2.0. This is the Raging Grenadier. Raging Tactician. Thank you very much. Is Diablo 4 getting any better, Michael? Diablo is unarguably or arguably in one of its better states. The real big changes are though gonna have to wait for the expansion, which is a bit sad, right? Because you're waiting for cool changes, but you're not getting them until the expansion has hit. See, we're just clearing with our explosive shot, even for elites. So before, for elites, we kind of needed to use our grenades. But right now I can completely ignore that and can also clear out elites just with my explosive shots. It's actually quite ridiculous. I mean, obviously, when you get like something like this out, you kind of want to use your Greater Essence of Opulence. Why is that one marked as super rare? What does the Greater Essence of Opulence do? It's like the rare marker from... See, like how absolutely ridiculous this right now is? I mean, one single grenade throw is just enough to take them out, right? You don't need like 2, 3, or 4 grenade throws. You just get it done. My guy's stuck. Okay, so what is the... Oh, increased rarity of items found. I didn't know. I've not used the Greater Essence of Opulence, but I can imagine the grinders are using it, right? Yeah, that's true. It's really funny because we didn't used to like shoot elites like this, right? And now we're just taking out elites with our crossbow shots. And the main reason it works so well is really the bonus lightning. Okay, I need to go out already because I want to pick up that crossbow. That's scolding. Oh, my whole innards are burning. I love it. Please, harder. Okay, reduce poison duration on you and 214 max life. I mean, the 214 max life is love, right? What I would usually do right now is I would take essence of armor. Here, this is like the essence of 80% body armor, right? And then we would just craft this upwards to see what comes out of it. I feel like that's usually the best way to go about this. Okay, that one has nothing, so we're gonna have to check here. That's ACK rating again. Wow, I have been robbed on those ACK ratings now. Actually, you know what? We need to keep this one for one single reason. Because I tend to keep all the... No, that's Cannonade crossbow. It's not even a siege crossbow. Jeez. Okay, that armor stays with us. Maybe it gets upcycled down the line. I have like a couple of armors that I want to mess around with. You know, especially one that has 214 max life. Seems like it could be good. Is that beer? Yeah, that is totally beer. It's not a coffee. Okay, what is a greater essence of opulence? I want exalted. Prices have been dropping, by the way, guys, in case you were confused. So what can I get for a greater essence of opulence? Oh, 81? What? I have 4. I don't want those. Yeah, give it. Give it.
All right. Your order is
Please. Mom. Right? I don't need this. I really don't. Woo, ladies and gentlemen, that's how you're making profit.
Don't give it a chance to recover.
My goal was today, like, to obviously push the Merc. Like, we want to kill the Arbiter a couple of times, that kind of stuff. We want to kill some pinnacle bosses, these things. But my goal was also, I wanted to definitely see, like, that I make some currency. So for future builds, right? Because again, I don't need currency to buy stuff from the market. I need currency to just play around with builds and do some stupid crafting shenanigans. Dude, that Herald of Lightning, I never expected to work this well on the shots with a crossbow, but damn, is it doing good, right? I am an absolute sucker for this right now. You need one Warrior Invictus for this build. No, you don't. You can, right? But you don't need. Again, the goal is not to make the most expensive build possible. It's like to be absolutely like broken already without having the most expensive stuff possible. I know Warrior Invictus is not even expensive, so that's not the point. You certainly don't need it. Wow, that was a lot of droppies. Man, this abyssal overrun sector is dropping. How many abyss precursor tablets have I gotten out of this, chat? Now, asking for a friend. Was getting tons of abyss precursor tablet, as it seems. Death Mantle was armor energy shield. Did I not mark off armor energy shield things and it's still dropping them to me? Why are you doing this? Trying to get level 90 but dying to weird stuff. I mean, usually, depending on your build, right, you can reach a point where you just don't die more or less anymore. But it really comes down to like reaching a certain point. I mean, currently I'm sitting at 81% armor. Armor elemental damage is taken care of. My chaos resistance doesn't exist, which makes me a bit vulnerable, obviously. But all in all, I'm already at a nifty point where I feel like, you know, I really have to try to die. I just don't randomly die. It's partially because Tactician is so broken. Why is Tactician so broken? Due to the pinning on shooting, I run around and I pin you, right? So as I run through the map, like you can't fight back. Like right, these dudes come out of the abyss and I have them pinned. They cannot fight back. It's a fact. Can I ask you a question? You already did, but you can ask again.
You've received a shipment.
So what do we do with these armors, chat? These are level 80 armors, so we should probably just try to get the most out of them, right? Oh, damn. 32 strength. That's also level 80 armor. That's max mana. That's kind of sad. So this crossbow is obviously shit, so we can just sell that one. The armor is useless, but it's 48 spirit and elemental damage is taken care of. See, this is like 34% too. This is 44%. I love that about the armor. But it doesn't have like 3,000. This is 86 thingies, 25 movement. So I need to work with these two armors probably and see what we can get out of them in the long run. Two are gonna be my craft armors. To decide what we want to do with these. I mean, this one I could just craft instantly up with the essence, right? And we can make the most out of it. That would be nasty, currently. But this one has 167 max life, so I really like that one. You know what? The 135, 119 max life. You know, these two I sell for 2 exalted. Usually should sell relative. I need another trading tab because I've been selling like the most random shit, and people have been buying the most random shit. Just today, so we made a 35 build. We get the unsown precursor pebble out for 120 and some more heavy belts. So alone today, we've made like 500 exalted already again,
What do you think?
which is not a lot, but hey, for me, it's a lot because I don't usually trade. So, in your future beer with totems, interlude acts, on this skill you have Ancestral Cry, but I cannot find it in the gem selection. Ancestral Cry is under warrior skills. How do you handle the extreme levels of bleed and chaos on high tier maps? I die. If I get in a situation where there is too much chaos or bleed, I die. However, the main reason why the mercenary doesn't die is because he's not there where the damage is, right? When I can clear any opposition from distance, right? I don't even have to approach enemies. I can just clear everything from here, right? My area allows me to do this. I don't have to get close. Like, great, congratulations on all your whatever damage you have going on, right? I don't give a flying fart. And that's mostly how just the mercenary is just on top. 9 out of 10 cases. Oh god, I got 5 or more precursor tablets from this so far. Like, seriously? Right, at the end of the day, just don't be where the enemy is. Problem solved. Speed and distance are the best defensive layer. They are, right? It's silly, but sometimes you just have to do that. Ah, here, there you are. Give him the good old and it's over. Beautiful map. Honestly, this is a very good playthrough. I'm sad the map was so small. Like, it's an Abyssal Overrun one. It could have been a bit bigger, right? We did good. I'm so new when it comes to POE2. You're not a noob, sir. You just need more experience. I mean, like, how can you get more experience without asking questions and getting forward?
Come check out what
Nothing to do with being a noob. Prisoner manacles. Never seen them before.
What do you think?
Okay, we're going to have to regal up all the maps today. We're working our way currently towards more citadels. So we've cleared the stone citadel. We've cleared another stone citadel up here. We get a couple of unique maps, which are all vaults of Cassima and the Azamite Megalith, which I want to clear. We got the copper citadel. That one I actually did want to do. So, let's see. Hope the family's doing well. Oh, the family's doing fantastic. Thanks for asking, my friend. They're feeling very good. I mean, the children are finally sleeping in. They're using their first real vacation. Now, since my daughter is now her first 3 months in school, This is like her first real vacation, pretty much. Where she actually notices, damn, I can sleep in. That's gonna be something that sinks in. But it only really does once you're like when they're in kindergarten, right? They don't care about sleeping in because it's just fun. But when you have been in school, right? And stuff is not fun at games anymore. Okay, see, like here in a breach now, I prefer to have that gem that reloads on killing, because there are situations where I simply can't roll at the given moment, right? Usually I can always roll to just get like my reload done, right? But it's not always a possibility. Sometimes I just simply cannot. I have to just rely on killing an enemy, getting my reload from that. Oh, it goes in this direction. See, now I didn't kill anything, so I roll, but now I would kill again. And no, we're not using grenades for clearing anymore. I not forget like the abyssal depth right there. Even for like bigger dudes, right? Even for rares, I rarely use grenades for clearing. The place, well, we have the 1 to 65 guide uploaded, but I haven't given you the sneaker in-game update because we're using a lot of the new supports and lineage supports and that kind of stuff to truly make this atrocious for our opponents, right? And hot damn if it's not working well, ladies and gentlemen. We also reworked a bit of our passive tree because we couldn't take a node like Rage gives you fire damage. We could take that while leveling, but we can't take that anymore right now. I also needed this triple stack to get our shock. And right now I'm working on this one, elemental damage penetration. However, what we should also work on is the increased movement speed if I killed recently. So I actually have to take this node out and refund this, right? Like get another level so I can go over there. Like a 1 point less efficient, however, it's just better to do it, right? Amazon with Wolf is disgusting. Yeah, I really want to do a solo self-found run with like the perfect Wyvern form, if that makes sense. So I always wanted to see if the Wyvern Blood Mage would actually work out because of the elemental damage does bleed thingies, since the Wyvern does do a portion of elemental damage. If we could do elemental damage bleed shenanigans, that would be so much fun. I just sadly don't know how well that would work, but I am tempted to give it a try. Look, this is how you want to go through the abyssal depths, right, Chad? No annoying mobs anymore. Why do I keep losing life in the abyssal depths? That's my question right now. What's draining me? Aha, he came back. I hate when they do that. That's the most annoying shit when you already have them destroyed and they're like, no, I'm back.
Lady Luck's not so stingy.
You're like, nope, leave me alone. You start getting stuck on tier 2, tier 3 maps. When you start getting stuck on tier 2, tier 3 maps, it's usually like you didn't get a good weapon in the end. So it's most likely the biggest contributing factor that you had a weapon that was able to finish the campaign for you, but your weapon was just actually not a good weapon, right? So that's what I usually conclude there when you struggle. But it could also be that your build is complete ass, but let's just not be mean here today, right? And just say it might be that your weapon is underperforming and you need a good weapon. What helps is if you go on the market to just check how far are you behind in damage, right? What I like to do is with level 59, it's a cannonade crossbow. So I go on the market and I check how much damage do other cannonade crossbows do? How much damage is my behind? And then once that is checked out, I can make an educated decision on what I need to work on. Is it like literally my defense? Is it my build? Do I suck? Like, who sucks here, right? The man is actually great, right? Chat? Where does all the damage come from? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Once I start throwing my grenades, I get more fire damage per grenade thrown. But since we have the Painter's Glove, they give us more elemental damage. They give us more damage of elemental damage, like shenanigans. So this means now if I get more fire damage per grenade thrown, it gives me more all elemental damage and not just more fire damage. So we're starting like at 62,000, somewhere around that. And then I throw like the grenades and the damage goes upwards because of that, which leads to quite some nifty bonus. And obviously we're going to introduce exposure. Then we hit him with the explosion. And suddenly, Rain, make sure to break his armor because we're still doing a portion of physical. We don't do much physical, but still a portion. And that's just it. That was an Iron Citadel chat. This is not a multiple divine build, FYI, right? It's just a good old Grenadier going crazy. I think the only expensive piece we have right now, or the only thing I had to buy, was the potion. Why the potion? So this is Lavinia's Spirit. Market. How much does Lavinia's cost? Lavinia Spirit Gargantuan Flask. So she currently costs 20 Exalted. So it's actually quite cheap. It's not an expensive thingy to go for. Reason we're using this specific one here is that it restores mana continuously, but it gives us a flask effect and increased elemental damage with attacks during a flask effect. It's actually really strong. I mean, generally there's a couple of those here. This is increased attack speed during any flask effect. So since you always have that up, you also get an insane amount of flask effect, right? Now, it might be useful to actually go for that node instead of like these 3 here or these 4 here, but it's blind enemies, so probably instead of these 4, might be better to choose that one. Is it solo self-unviable? Yes, Grenadier is probably the most solo self-unviable one. Again, Lavinia's is not needed, it's a damage boost. The Painter's Gloves are not needed, it's a damage boost. However, they do help, because with the Painter's Gloves, you can do so much more. If you don't have the Painter's Gloves, it still works. It will just work better with them. Increased armor, fire resistance. These are like not bad items, but none of this is like giving me exactly what I'm looking for. When we definitely have 2 good rings at this point, so they give me good max life. That makes me happy. That's our next crisis fragment. We're currently working towards the Arbiter. Sorry. I live to see another day. Well, do you have a link for your item drop filter? A filter blade. We just made one a few minutes ago, Luchpopo. We just go on filter blade and boop bop bop. The filter's made in a few seconds. Okay, I wanted to make now. Wanted to go to the Stone Citadel as well. I had a Stone Citadel. I had a Stone Citadel. This was the first one. There it goes. Stone Citadel. Braced Field. Let's go. I got 4 last hardcore dead in Val Temple. Oh, Val Temple Forge Rooms. Yep. The boss in the Val Temple Forge Room has an obscene amount of life, I noticed. Like, the Architect died in 1 grenade salvo, but as I was trying to kill the guy in the Forge Room, that man was a tank. He just refused death by all means, right? He was literally like, nah, I ain't having that today, brother. I'm like, okay, but kind of uncool. See, as I'm shooting with my first salvo, everyone is pinned. My favorite part about this build, because you would say, hey, Pony, tier 15 maps, quite juiced up. How are you alive? I mean, it's partially because of my defense, but it's partially also because pinned enemies can't take actions. So I just zoom in here, I just spam my crossbow, right? Enemies are instantly pinned and that's it. Like, how are you gonna fight me if you can't take actions? Obviously, ranged might still be a problem, but, you know, just range harder, I guess. Oh, I'm getting drops today. A goal would be getting perfect boots, right? Preferable, like, boots that have 35% movement speed. See, she's pinned, she can't do shit, and then she just dies. Because the pin is exactly long enough that I am allowed, or I am able to... Oh, Abyssal map is overrun. Chat, yes. One of the adjacent maps have been overrun by the Abyss. Let's go. Anything better that could happen? No, nothing better that could happen. Like, fellow maps being overrun by the Abyss is probably my favorite thing to still happen. I'm even using a tablet for that. So I have a tablet that says more rare monsters from Abysses, but also a higher chance that a adjacent map will be overrun by the Abyss. Because obviously I want this Abyss overrun to trigger as often as possible. Oh, another tier 15 map. We're going. Can I slap 3 tier 15 maps together to get a tier 16, or do I have to corrupt all the time? I have to corrupt all the time, don't I? Usually never bother to play this far because, you know, it's just no fun for me. But chat has been asking me to do some more endgame plays with my builds, so here we are, you know, showing you one of my maddest creations. Oh, this is right now. This is loot galore here. Can I not use the... I can use the catalyst to quality up my rings, and then I can use that to get more life out of the ring, right? Yeah, based on the Wyvern Shaman. I mean, the Wyvern Shaman is level 90, so not much to update there, to be honest. And this character isn't even level 90, and he's actually stronger than the Wyvern Shaman. I hate to admit it. I like my Wyvern. Character might be a whiffy bit stronger. Did I find a guide? The guide to this build was uploaded yesterday, but only up to level 65. I haven't released the further update yet because I wanted to fine-tune what we're doing since the raid just refused to damage her. She's dead. She didn't even like 1 single second to respond. Okay, so that just happened. What gems are you using on Explosive Shot? Quite some interesting ones, and I could even add more. That's the fun part. So we got multi-shot, we got a magnified area. Magnified area is pretty much just for the biggest boom. Then we get elemental armament. That's important because the more elemental damage we have, the more elemental damage we get due to the painter's gloves, right? Then we got Rothos' Assault. Rothos' Assault is more attack speed, and I can only reload while I roll. However, I also play the support gem Argent's Metal, which loads a bolt into the crossbow and dealing a killing blow. Ergo, I can roll to reload, and I can just kill to reload. And that's quite convenient. That's good maximum life gloves. I have figured out long-standing terms, chat. Everything that has maximum life you need to sell. If you're not planning to use it yourself, right? Something with high maximum life, just sell it.
This is what we have available.
Unless you obviously want to use it.
Speak, as expected.
As spirit, as sadness, that is sadness as well. That's Diveada's wand. Increase melee. That's the melee projectile damage mix thingy. Yeah, I get it. Tablets. No, that was under tokens. Okay, so these soft catalysts, do they not have like life shenanigans, right? Enhanced life quality. So if I have 108 max life, if I wanted to, I could just quality of that ring to get more max life out of it. Yeah. I guess. That's 46% more monster life. We should totally put that on a map, right? How does 50%... Okay, so break 50% of armor on pinning an enemy, right? Then you have break 40% increased armor and 12% increased physical and break 10% increased armor. So with these both increased armor breaks, you're pretty much always breaking their armor. On top, I still play the corrosion on the gas grenade because I felt like playing the corrosion on the gas grenade is just useful because it adds even more. Okay, we got an Abyss Overrun map, but that is here. So in order to get there, I could just go for Sun Temple into Stone Citadel, Ornate Chambers, and Rust Bowl. I hate Sun Temple though. It's fast. It's not like it's not gonna be long. Oh, that's a triple tablet map. No. I haven't used triple tablets in a while. I never bothered to juice that far. So breach, right? Just add breach to the thing. Oh, you forgot to do the abyssal. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you so much because I was about to forget it. I thought like I'm gonna do it later. I'm gonna do it later. I almost forget that. You started because it's a dragon on the wyvern. What are more fun classes to play? I can heavily recommend Mercenary. I mean, Mercenary is one of the most powerful leveling classes because crossbows are broken. When I say crossbows are broken, what I mean is, like, once you find a good crossbow, it carries you, like, so far compared to a good talisman. So a good talisman, you still have to continuously replace. My level 33 crossbow, I had until the end of level 58. And then I got a new crossbow, just as like a comparison, right? With my talisman, it was like 34, 42, 48, 52, 59. Where really with crossbows, like you find a good one, a really good one, and it's just going to go with you for the time being. There is a harsh part with crossbows that I will not like lie. Because once you find your level 59 crossbow, your 59 crossbow is usually the one you take until you're 79. So you really have to find a good 59 crossbow, since it's going to be with you for a while. That can be a problem at times. But it's not really a problem, but you can like feel the DPS minus. Whereas then when you get your level 79 crossbow, shit just hits the fan and goes completely out of control. And since not many people play crossbows this season, the prices are extremely low. You can buy a multiple divine talisman crossbow for like 30 exalted. Mobility's not updated. Mobility's does not have the changes we made this morning, no. Because we still want to fine-tune the changes. I don't give you changes that are not fine-tuned, okay? I give you them when we have them like really good. We put on Trinity. And we threw out the Herald of Ash. Now, I do like my Herald of Ash. The problem is the Herald of Ash would do too much fire damage. As you can see, my resonance is tripled. So I have resonance completely full. I have all the fire, I have all the lightning, and all the cold at the same time. And that's important because then resonance gives you the biggest multiplier. And that leads to like going up to 74,000 damage. 74,000 damage on the grenade is not even the max because that's without me actually throwing my grenades. And going up to almost 80,000 damage. And that's times 5. That's 400,000 damage with the grenades. And 400,000 damage with a 65% chance to erupt twice. Just so you understand. What does Kulamug's Dominion do? Spells you cast in an area around your targeted locations also affect an area around supported offerings. Oh, interesting. It was the best build you played, Healer. I'm so happy that you found the fun with the...
You've received a shipment.
Speak.
You found the fun with the Wyvern. I'm very glad with our Wyvern creation this season. I think it helped a lot of people understand more about the game. And that's what it's all about, end of the day, right? Oh, that's another 129 max life. I have so many, like, see, my boots have no max life at all, chat. So I need to actually take all these shitty boots that I have here right now, correct? See, this is 417 armor, and this is like 219 max life, and this one has no max life, and then we just need to see what I can make out of this, right? So here, lightning resistance, armor, then we need to desecrate them. Do I have like, I don't have many preserved ribs left. Luckily, the preserved ribs are actually really cheap. So first, let's take 340 exalted. How do I make 330 exalted right now, chat? Oh, very simple. See, these are extremely cheap. I can just buy 10. Actually, let's buy 5. Buy 10.
I'll post it right away.
We sold the essences for bonus magic find that I personally don't use because I don't care about magic find, right? 35% reduced attribute requirements, 65% sadness. No, not rot in hell.
Of course.
What am I doing? I'm keeping all of these. Just stack them on top of each other. And that's desecrated. That's desecrated. Go for some good outcomes. I like the life regeneration per second. I don't need the strength. That's the point. I have enough strength. But it would be more max life to take the strength. However, I'm going to take that life regen. Kind of nifty. Avatar Fire can. I've never played around with Avatar Fire, so I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry. Cold and Chaos Resistance. Thank you very much. See if any of these boots turn out decent. I mean, mine have only 400, but they have movement speed. So if these don't get movement speed, that's kind of like a bummer. It's 30% increased movement speed, but 12 max life. Ugh. Still, though, it's like it's more movement speed and it's it's more resistances. Surprisingly, I did need that strength, John. Surprisingly, I did need that strength on the boots. I mean, it's not like we cannot make up for this, but still, intriguing one. No. Let's check. We have 121 decks, and I need to keep. I need to keep 103.
What is it? Let's try something else.
Home soft. Good. We get these boots on. I mean, I could have also, and we get our resistances. Nice. That'll make me a bit more zoomy, but they didn't give me more life, which makes me sad. However, I can do cold. Or just fully cold it up.
What's new? Not bad. Surprise. What do you
Now
think?
that.
Hail.
Manage shop. 20.
Someone is
8.
bound to buy that.
Someone gonna buy it for 28? Most likely not, sir. Most likely not. We get another tablet, so that's breach now. When you normally start to desecrate items, what do you mean? Oh, that's a delirium and a breach and an abyss and in a sun temple. The worst that could happen. I mean, the worst part is the 46% bonus life, right, on things. So that's something we don't like, but we'll get it done. So I desecrate items whenever I want to potentially use them. Like, so sometimes I just slam currency on an item just because it's going to be an update, even without like min-maxing on it. And I desecrate if I really plan to use the item, right? If the item has prospect. Because the desecration often just gives you more... How do I say this now? It gives you more... playroom. You can do some right stuff with that. Maybe you get the case resistance as I just shown you, or you get some other shenanigans. So it's like usually good to check your options there. I mean, you can always remove the desecration later on if you use an essence that applies suffixes, for example. Like you desecrate your weapon with a suffix and then you add a greater essence of battle and that suffix is gone. Yay. There's something to be said, like when you still have a prefix open on an item, right? So let's say you have armor taken and you have the movement speed taken and you have another prefix slot open that you decide, hey, maybe I shouldn't desecrate. Like I should desecrate and hope that I get another prefix because then you could add bonus armor on the item or something like that. That can be very useful. All in all, a good item wants to be desecrated, right? Optimally. Do you desecrate items during the campaign? No, I really don't bother. There's nothing wrong with desecrating items during the campaign because the materials are bound to levels. So you have the materials that only work to item level 64 upwards. Therefore, you might as well use them if you have them because later you won't use those, right? You will only use the late game desecration items. In the early game, desecration items become then completely useless. Because, well, obviously they only work in the... specific stage of the game, right? But do you need to desecrate for the campaign? No, absolutely not. It's just literally convenient to do so, I guess. Okay, for some reason I used up all my potions, so I'm just gonna be a bit careful right now. Build up enough potion quickly. Yeah, not really a problem. So stun grenade first. Why stun grenade first? Because I don't know who was there. So I didn't see like if it was her or one of the stabby guys, right? So I'd rather use my stun grenade to make sure that they can't fight back. Then I have an easier time taking them out. I am not going to follow that as Marian Spirit. That's what I mean with the temple. It's technically easy, but it's annoying because you have to go through the design. However, on the other hand, you at least know exactly where to go. Because if you follow the design of the temple, it will just always lead you to the end. Like, there's no way you can go wrong. With other maps, you might be stuck asking yourself in which corner of the map is the boss. You don't ask yourself that. You know that you have to go around, and you end up at the boss. Like, to your question on the armor break as well, as you can see, my scavenge plating is up at any given point, which gives me 81% armor, and 80% of my damage is also being taken, elemental damage is being covered by my armor, and I have 30% deflection rating, and my deflection rating is lucky. Yeah, you heard it right. That's a little trick with the mercenary in general to get yourself the deflection rating, because you can turn armor into deflection rating. Sun Temple down. Vanquisher's Book of Knowledge. Gray phase, no space, I guess. I need more space for items because I don't want to teleport back and forth 2 times. Because I am lazy. I wonder how Simulacrum would play out with this. Technically, I should just one-shot everything, right? So that was a one portal map, right? And we didn't even come close to dying, I guess. Apart from that one time where we didn't pay attention. 59 helmet. That is a beautiful crossbow.
Oh,
Still not worth more than 5 exalted or something, because again, crossbows are not being played. Oh, that's a great, wow, that's a great armor. Just like that. I mean, this has good increased armor. This is elemental applies to the thingy, right? 178 max life. So what you would need here right now is, optimally, if you want to have the most armor possible, you would gamble with exalteds. However, you could now take an Omen of Dextral Necromancy. So there is a prefix Omen, right? So question of prefix, here. We get the Omen of Sinistral Necromancy. So we can now activate the Omen, and then we can say Desecrate Armor, please. And we will desecrate this, but it will 100% add a prefix, right? And the prefix now has a chance to be 50%, 50 bonus armor plus 50% more armor. It has a chance to be more life. It has a chance to be like whatever, right? So like we could get super lucky, we could get scuffed. You never know. So that's 82 armor. Now what's better, 82 armor or 30% increased armor? If I add 82 armor on 109% increased armor, that's going to be quite nifty, right? Now I would have to do the math to kind of figure out if 80 armor is better than 30% more armor, but I think the 82 more armor is better, because it gets multiplied up by that. So that now leads to a 101 like raid. And we can still do a greater exalted orb if I then wish to for 26 strengths. Yay. It's quite good. Problem is it doesn't have resistances, right? But it has more maximum life. Problem is it also doesn't have the armor applies to elemental damage as well. So it's kind of like, yeah. With a Druid Wolf, would you use armor, energy shield, or evasion rating? With a Wolf, I used armor, main, and added some energy shield to it. But only enough energy shield to have a damage buffer that would automatically recharge. There is no definite answer for that, so there's no, like, you should definitely do this and that. You gotta, like, figure out how it works for you and what equipment you especially have. Like, I tried full HP on the Wolf, and honestly, it didn't feel good enough to be worth it. So it turned like quite awkward at some point, and then we just decided, okay, you know what? Like let's just rather go for the full road of armor with then some, not much, some. So do we want to now use this Zulu hideout? Yeah, I downloaded that hideout from hideoutshowcase.com. There's a POE Hideout Showcase website, and it's super beautiful because like we really have, you know, no space wasted. So do we now want to use this armor over the other armor, guys? Technically it gives me more max life. Practically it's going to torch my resistances, which is terrible. If I now put this one on, like we're just back to resistance not having, which I kind of don't like, but it would give us more max life, and obviously max life is king down the line. We're going to have to work around with that armor. We still have the more max life from you. Crossbow. This one does seem good with a 65% increased physical, but it's not. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to Regal Orb that one up, and then we're just going to throw these 3 in and see what comes out of it.
Yes.
And it is shit.
Great. Of the essence.
Sometimes get disappointed. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we get the Stone Citadel. Yeah, well, wait, did I want to do stone? I want to do the red one. The one with the red beam. No one, I get that was copper, right? Copper, stone. No, stone is, yeah, stone is not. I don't want, like, I need the copper Citadel. I need the, these is what I need. I was going for the wrong Citadel, chat. Oh, no, mistakes were made. Let's ignore the Citadel then, for now. Are you going to make a Whirling Assault Invoker? No, Whirling Assault Invoker is really boring to me personally. I've seen the Whirling Assault Invoker. It's a good thingy, but it's kind of like playing Ice Strike Monk, right? It's an absolute cookie cutter build. I'm saying that while I'm playing Grenadier, but at least Grenadier saw some significant changes to the way how it is being built and played. which makes it interesting to me, right? So the Whirling Assault didn't actually see any meaningful changes. It didn't really go forward. Whereas due to new lineage support gems and some changes in spirit skills, like you can definitely play Mercenary stronger than ever. I mean, Mercenary is now silly strong, especially since everyone has access to that strength, right? So the biggest gain of strength that the Mercenary has is just the Rage. The Rage is insane. Imagine just getting a 44% damage multiplier and you don't have to do anything for it, just equip a gem, done. Alright, if you just play the same build you've played last season and just get Eternal Rage on, done. How's that not fantastic? Boss fight. Put out. Then gas, explosive, explosive. You gotta put the gas on when the enemy is already ignited, because we right now play the payload on the gas grenade, which means the gas can explode twice. But what happens is you only have a limited amount of gas clouds. But if your gas can explode twice and the enemy is ignited, it will go vop, 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 right? So the gas will spawn the cloud will instantly explode, and then you just like trigger that effect chain. Which is beautiful. Tightseer Mantle? I have never seen that item before. The amount of like uniques we've dropped today is kind of funny. What I would like to do is I kind of like to add Trinity to this as well. Elemental Conflux. So Elemental Conflux boosts one element by 53% every X seconds, right? It just rotates through your elements and boosts them. I'm just not sure how the Conflux would work with a Trinity. And the Painter's Gloves, right? The Painter's Gloves say that like 33% of elemental damage is converted to cold, fire, lightning. So if I get any kind of elemental damage, it's always converted into the others. However, if I now play a spirit skill that gives me a multiplier of 50% to one element, does it then properly stretch that out to everything else? Right? And I don't actually know that. I feel a bit silly that I don't know that. And goodbye. How many gas you put out? Oh, I only use the gas grenade versus bosses. And for the gas grenade, the important part is not the gas, right? The important part is the explosion. Because the explosion actually goes up to 70,000 damage. And that times 3 or times 5 grenades. Thing again is, you only have an amount of, like, let's say how many gas clouds? You can only have 6 poison clouds. Right? That means once I do this, technically you're at the limit already. However, if all of these instantly erupt because of the gas, then they're not really counting at poison clouds, right? So the gas grenades erupt, they pop up, they explode into these explosions. So you can actually keep spamming your gas grenades and they keep like going off. Right? Is that only Shrapnel Shot build? You can, in fact, make a Fragmentation Round build, kind of. But all the shot builds require certain text to properly work. Okay, so we haven't been in you for a while. Because I really never much cared about the temple. Sealed Vault. Spymaster Study. Spymaster Study. I know I could have combined this. Do we even run this temple now, or do we just ignore it right now? Do we just ignore it? There's just nothing I want to run in here. And back to the hideout. So what I was talking about is, if you're going to be using the... We would use this spirit skill here. All gems. Trinity. Not Trinity. Elemental conflux. So 8-second duration between elemental randomization. Buff Browns 56% more damage with the affected element. So one element is going to get boosted by 56%. However, I wonder if my painter's gloves would turn that into then the other elemental damages as well.
Yes.
What do you think?
Tightsier Mantle. Increase and reduction to mana regeneration also apply to energy shield recharge rate. Gain 45% of maximum mana as armor.
For now, we pass.
Well, that's kind of cute. 245 armor. Jesus Christ, chat. That's a lot of armor. I want to desecrate that thingy and see what happens. But I'm definitely going to random desecrate it and just see. Okay. Rampart Raptor? Yes. But honestly, you don't actually need the Rampart Raptor to level efficient. It works without. So this could be 62 Spirit. Or it could increase my armor even further if I wanted to. But I hate that hybrid stat. It seems like so terrible, right? It's like, this is such a terrible hybrid stat. I mean, might as well go for the 62 Spirit. Because now, worst case scenario, even if I don't use this armor, I can just sell it to someone who wants to have like an armor with a lot of Spirit. Right? This is not a terrible piece of armor. It's just not what I need right now. Might as well just put that out to someone who wants to have something. Here, give me my money. And now we can finally go for the Abyssal Overrun map. No, one more. Rust Bowl. I need to rarify up with these. Don't really look at what they come out, right? Just that. Okay, we're almost at 2,000 life. Ooh, I forget to spend my points. It's gonna like take a significant amount of time until we get like a really good improved crossbow, a really good improved chest piece or whatever. I guess helmet would be relatively simple because my helmet is nothing special, right? My helmet is literally just 600-700 armor with some resistances, and that's about it. That's not even good, right? Source, thank you for entertaining us. I'm trying, my friend. I'm trying. And I'm already considering my new build, though. So if you have any ideas, if you have any thoughts for a new build, feel free. I'm genuinely considering Blood Mage into Wyvern because I really wanted to take the elemental damage on the Wyvern over to a bleed build. Since technically your hits with your Rend, they do so much damage that if you would put bleed on that, you could really do some nasty rends, honestly. And I wonder if that's an option, right? That's crazy. And I'm very happy about this. Bleed build will be good. I would just like to play a bleed build again. I'm just a sucker for bleed builds in general. And obviously with Blood Mage, you can go for the elemental bleed, which is cool. Because you could say, hey, what if my flame breath would also bleed? Just kind of cute to consider. And since we got the Plague Fingers, you could do a Bleed, Poison, Ignite Wyvern. Right? That's on the menu. This character should not be this tanky. But we just are. And it helps that we're killing everything with like minimal effort. Or you're getting away with it. Okay, now let's make our way towards the Stone Citadel. That was our ultimate goal, right? Stone. The final one, the Geonor Citadel. Black Flame Covenant Flame Breath does not work, matter of fact. Reason is very simple. The Black Flame Covenant is for spells, whereas Flame Breath is not a spell, it's an attack. Okay? So you're not stupid, you just didn't know, and I tell you so you don't feel stupid. Good. One more skill point, that gives me more movement speed, ladies and gentlemen.
Have an order?
Yes.
And I can refund the skill point for a second. Actually, not that skill point. I can refund this one for a second to put it, to refund that one to put it. Checking if I have enough intelligence for everything still. Yabba dabba doo. Okay, now Abyssal Overrun map, ladies and gentlemen, the most fun. Okay, enemies have, I don't care. Enemies have, I don't care. What level are you? This character is currently level 88. However, it's been OP like at every stage of the journey, to be honest. Merely showing you today what's possible when you like push the Merc all the way. And the fun part is that nothing is like overly expensive that we're doing right now. So you're definitely able to pull this off too. Oh no, he's sitting in the Amonamos Void and I still don't understand how that one works. I think you have to jump into it, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't know. I wish like if I actually paused the game, it would allow me to hover over the things and get a TLDR explanation. But I don't think you get one, right? Of how the respective thingies work. I also never bothered to understand. I just kill things, right? Another Abyss Precursor tablet. So my last Abyssal Overrun map gave me 6 of those. Let's see how many we can get from this one, okay? One explosive. Come on, let's trigger them all at the same time, chat, because what could possibly go wrong? Right? And the real fun is when you run like into a bunch of these abyssal thingies, right? And you manage to like trigger like 6 of those, and they're all just spewing out elites, and suddenly you're standing like in 6, 7 rares. I said 6, 7. Oh god, bad. And it turns like absolutely atrocious. I'm stuck with 86 on Entangle. What's your problem? Like, what are you feeling is lacking? Oh, Siege Crossbow. I'll take my higher currencies for that. Using the Triple Herald. The Triple Herald Wolf was so much fun to create. I wonder if we could use the Painter's Gloves also on the Triple Herald and then add resonance to things. However, I don't think that would be working too well on him. I kind of want to try it on the Wyvern though. With the Painter's Gloves and the Triple Herald. The Painter's Gloves and the Trinity Resonance combo. Should be able to pull that one off as well. That's what I said about triggering multiple of these breaches. Opponent's being irresponsible. I love it. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Give me. I mean, this one is giving us lackluster loot, though, compared to what we got last time. Abyss is so much less monster density. Well, it's not that Abyss has less monster density, it's just that everything has less monster density, right? So it's just, like, obviously, like, it was supposed to affect the Abyss as well. However, the Abyss does still have, like, more than enough monster density to not complain about. I mean, everything has less. 40% less. Well, actually, you know, 40% less per pack. The overall monster density is still good. I think the change was, like, perfect, to be honest. I am generally very happy. I feel like we still have more than enough monsters per map. So it doesn't feel like, oh no, the map is so empty. It takes so long to, like, get anywhere. Correct me if you feel different. Elegant crossbow, you say? Okay, gimme. Oh, Abyssal. There's Abyssal depths in an Abyssal overrun map. I didn't even know. I thought they couldn't. Huh. You have 80,000 damage per shot on my explosive shot. How to improve? I mean, if you have 80,000 damage per shot on your explosive shot, why do you want to improve, sir? You can already kill everything. More than enough. You have reached the point where every improvement is only minuscule. I mean, currently, I can definitely get a better crossbow, right? Because my crossbow is good. It does, like, reasonable damage, but I could still get way more elemental damage multipliers on that one. So we're far from done on that specific one. However, like, the actual... That one needs to stay. That one can go away. More great helms. Like, at this point, like, I need to get rings that have, like, 40 damage each, for example. But I can't use any ring, right? Because my rings need to be, they need to work, like, they can't be physical damage rings. They need to be elemental, because elemental is getting boosted by the Painter's Glove. I'm sure they'll condense map size at the moment. Yeah, but I feel like, do they even still have to do that? I really don't personally get the map size complaint because I don't personally feel maps are too strong. It might just be different to what you feel, right? I'm using Planter and I have a problem with cast on critical. The skill window shows that there are 4 spirit left, and when I close the window in the bottom right corner, it shows 95 out of 145. I mean, you might have to deactivate another spirit skill, and then you can use cast on critical. You also have to check on which weapon set the cast on critical is. It might have been that you have, like, that one of your equipment pieces gets deactivated when you change weapon sets, and that's why then you lose spirit. Any reasons why that could be the thing? Okay, let's do this, and that, this, and that. Explosive, gas. Now the gases are exploding multiple times, okay? That's how a lot of the damage comes together, because 5 gas grenades, 70,000 damage. Okay, what did I just get here? Why is that all blinking purple? Now, why is that all blinking purple? Yesterday I saw you play POE. Well, yesterday we did some off-stream fun. Okay, Siege Crossbow. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone pray. 33 dex. I got robbed. Here, this is, for example, 95 to 149 cold damage. That's an insane, like, tier 2 attribute. My crossbow, for example, has like a tier 2 cold. It has a tier 2 lightning, but has a tier 5 fire. So there could be so much more damage still on this one, right? Having like a cold at this level is pretty good. I could now go for fire damage, for example, if I wanted to. And I could add the... Here, 107 fire damage, potentially. And I would like, this is good. This adds a tier 2 fire, a tier 4 fire, and a tier 2 cold. If I now get a lightning, that'd be crazy. But I'm most likely not going to end up getting a lightning, sadly. This one has just 800 armor, just like that, chat. But why does it have 38 max mana? Well, what is that? Right, you're gonna be like, oh, nice, that's such a great armor helmet. We're so, oh god, no, someone kill me right now. One ended right there. You come here. That siege crossbow can be used. Back to the woodland.
Nice try.
And we forget to activate the temple. Is there more abyss I missed? No, sadly only the temple. If I could make every map abyss overrun, chan, I would do it. I would do it. What helmet is this now? This is Veil of the Night. You have no resistances? Why would that even show us cool? And the gifts from above. Rarities of dropped items killed with a critical hit. You have consecrated ground around you while stationary. That's actually quite cute. Oh, I already have one of those. Well, it's the second one then. Yee, let's go. Here, so this one has chaos resistance and 121 max life. So if I now put this one on over the other helmet, we would go down to more max life, but not like meaningful better defenses. It would skew everything again. It's good that I have a helmet flying around though. Okay, let's hunt the Citadel for this one. Okay, Creek Canyon over there. Asmirian Ranges, Rupture, Assembly. Yeah, that's faster. Good morning, away. Good to see you there. Wonderful good day. Zorth also, thank you for the 5 months of support. Sorry for missing that on Twitch, chat. Good to bring your Twitch sub, by the way. Don't forget to use it. We're soon up to level 89, ladies and gentlemen. We will get to level 90 without a problem today. The way if you play this one with WASD, it's even more powerful. I just don't like playing WASD. Because you can pretty much like zoom more efficient while shooting your shots. I just really don't like playing WASD. It's funny how the defense of a ranged character is so much better than a melee character just for being ranged. Which might as well be illegal. Okay, this is a bunch of interesting essences. Did we get an Essence of Ruin again? Wait a second. Fire, attack speed, chaos resistance. Chaos resistance is cool. Siege crossbow. Woo! I'm gonna have a problem getting used to a different build again after this. I'll tell you that much. Grenades do that to you. Hello, Benzema. I still feel like Benzema looks like me, not the other way around. I'll die on that hill. It is what it is. No? Oh. A few more crystals. And the temple is happy. So we're sitting at 25,000 damage per explosive shot. Because just someone came in and he's at 80,000 damage per explosive shot. So I genuinely don't know why you're still playing your character. You know? I mean, when you're sitting at 80,000 damage per explosive shot, that would be like, you know, almost 4 times what we're doing here right now. And we have absolutely no problem clearing anything. And that's not even considering my grenade damage. That's just merely the explosive shot. So, yeah. You know, at some point, I guess you're just done. There's not where do I improve into? It's just like, congratulations. You're done. That could make Firestorm follow you in the patch notes. It is a support gem. I'm not sure what the support gem is called again, but there is a support gem that makes storms follow you. I think it might have been a lineage support if I'm not completely mistaken. So look under the lineage support gems in the currency exchange. But that could be where it's at. Honestly, I found none of the follow skills useful because the lightning storm you just cast on critical or you just cast hennishly yourself, right? So that seemed wholly unnecessary to in any way mess around with that. Whereas then the... Yeah, I'm not sure what my brain else wants to say. Where the tornadoes, for example, also didn't really profit from that stuff coming with you as well. Kind of on all fronts, useless. We win. You're dead. I need to check. That might be my family. Is Path of Exile friendly towards new players? How's the economy? The economy is writing itself. And as a new player, you can always play solo self-found. So it's not like that you even have to remotely ever consider the economy. You could just say, oh, you know what? Solo self-found. And then the economy doesn't matter to you. And then when you kind of want to mess around with the economy, you can still swap over to the economy. Not impossible, right? Okay, well, we got Gemini crossbow, terrible. That one is terrible because it has +3. Random siege crossbow, random siege crossbow. Oh, we're not getting blessed today. Blessed today.
Oh, it's you.
Actually, why did I sell you? Should have come back. That attribute is like a tier. It's like a tier 2 of the accuracy rating and physical damage. But I wanted to have like an only physical damage one. That would have been great. Crossbow. This one I wanted to keep for harder times. Put all the essences back. The mist shenanigans. It's probably the most annoying part about Endgame because you'll have to like keep sorting all your loot at any given point. How can that be annoying? Well, you know, at some point it just gets out of hand. I started in town, sold self a hardcore, only once equipped, no matter the life fast so far. See how far I can go. Well, enjoy your time, brother. It's an amazing year. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to this year because last year we managed to grow as a stream, as a creator, as a community, right? We made many interesting videos for many different games. So we've gone forward, and I'm just looking forward to have another year with you because every game we cover brings like new people to the channel that potentially stick, right? When we did like, I don't know, we covered 30 to 40 different games last year on YouTube, right? We didn't only do Path of Exile and Diablo, no, 30 to 40 different games actually. Yep, could be surprised. And here we are sitting with all the different communities united, hopefully enjoying themselves. This build is so good. If you wonder, like, if I'm actually, like, looking at any kind of, like, how I'm traversing over the map, I'm just running forward and shooting. And if they're, like, if I see yellow pop up, I pretty much just, like, that's the first time my brain registers anything. So, like, there's yellow pop up, and then I might have to throw a grenade. If he just doesn't instantly die anyways, because we're doing silly goose damage. Fine. Would expect, no, you're like, probably, you're paying attention. No, not really. I wonder if I want to have life on kill. Because I currently have life regeneration, and not life on kill. Chopper, good to see you there. I hope New Year went well with your families. This was the first New Year where my children actually wanted to work a bit with explosives. No, usually they were a bit timid around that. This year they wanted to light up their own crackers and everything. We still possess all our fingers, no worries. Everyone is good. See that rare monster just died as collateral damage, right? Just stood there and it just got hit. Oh, did I just get a high level rope with 29%? Ooh, that could be something nasty. The only thing I find sad is I currently cannot use Batir's Vengeance. So Batir's Vengeance is the skill that on freezing an enemy would give you more damage as cold damage according to your rage, which will be a 45% increased damage as cold damage on top of everything we're doing. However, I have nothing to freeze my enemies unless I would add like an attack to specifically freeze enemies, which I don't want to do. Honestly, I thought he had me. And then I had him. Like the way he turned around and tried to smash me, I thought, this is it. Got me. Which is stronger, bear, wolf, or wyvern? The wyvern wins over the bear. The wolf wins over the bear, and the bear is last. That has a lot to do with the bear just being the bear, right? Okay, that's an exceptional flowing raiment. I can probably sell it for something, right? I don't even know. Most likely going to buy it. I mean, it's 29% quality. Like, if you actually get this crafted up, it's a white base. Here, someone 50 exalted. Buy it, don't buy it. I don't actually care.
What's new?
Hail.
This is what we have available.
As you notice, I'm not really messing much with the market. It's just like whatever happens, happens. Oh no, I wanted to keep my yellow map. I'm so lazy. 41% monster life increase. Yo. The assembly. Oh no, the assembly is going to be horrible. Oh, that's a precursor tablet. We need to craft that one up quickly. Have increased chance of a summoning circle. Summoning circle is cool. So we got increased gold find. Oh, this is actually... Wait, I can do double irradiated on maps? I didn't even know that's possible.
You there.
Ignoring market and just going 90% solo self-found. Well, I usually recommend playing hybrid solo self-found. Or self-imposed solo self-found. What is that? You pretty much place trade league, but you don't actually trade. The only thing you do is sell, so you get more currency for crafting, and use the currency exchange. That's probably the most relaxed way of playing the game, while still not wasting too much time, because some people don't like the feeling of wasting time, right? Because solo self-found does not actually give you any bonus finding rates. And like this, you have the best of both worlds, right? You still have access to the currency exchange, right? You can still have fun with that, but without stressing out over everyone themselves, like pulling ahead because of the market and that kind of stuff. That's how I personally enjoy the game the most. I mean, also, like, it's kind of like how I have to play as a creator, because otherwise I cannot do a lot of the things I want to do. But yeah, I call it self-imposed solo self-found. Because obviously while I level, for example, I play completely solo self-found, right? I don't use any of my materials. I just play that way because it's just more fun. And that's generally how I recommend to play the game for everyone. Because if you then get frustrated with your character because you get stuck, you still have the opportunity to buy something, right? Because getting stuck, some people feel that as a challenge to overcome, and some people are like, fuck this shit, I'm done. And that's okay, because, I mean, you're playing games for fun, right? You don't want to get stuck. The only one thing I want to get stuck in is a relative of yours that gave birth to you. Right? I have fallen, and I can't get up. Has been our first death in a while, Chad. And it had to be to Vile mobs, right? We're not surprised. Stupid Vile minions. Don't like you. Let's kill the boss before he does anything. Okay, 1, 2. Any idea if they plan on increasing mob density? They just reduce mob density, sir. Also, you can use tablets to work on the mob density if you feel like there is something. But is this the 40%? Yeah, that was the 40% more minion life map. Yeah, 41% more life. That monster was definitely resisting brutality. We have the map cleared, so I can just go out there and kill some more. I do not like the enemy type on this map at all. Like, if I die, it's these guys. Let's get the other elites. Me. Thank you. Wow. I thought I would actually swap like over to my grenade, but nope. No grenade this time, ladies and gentlemen. 73%. We could kill like a few more, but the bonus, like the XP per map is not so much that is worth it. Is the End build still good? The Ends are not able to be Spectres anymore, so the End build is not only not good this season, the End build simply just does not work anymore this season. So no end build, no good this season. Because end build, no work this season.
We have available.
A 409 acc rating. The amount of times I've gotten bonus acc rating today is absolutely horrendous, and I am a very unhappy potato pony because of that. What did I get there? Negamao's Chosen charges grant up to your maximum rage on use. Oh, that one is actually pretty nifty, I assume. Right? Just getting the maximum amount of everything. Wow, that ring has it all too. Damn. Okay, adds abysses to the map. We get like many abyss tablets. Abyss tablet. Lead to abyssal depths. Oh, this one quantity contain. Oh, map has a chance to contain essences. Dankeschön. I'm a sucker for essences. They're the coolest thing you can get. Okay, almost there, Chad. Almost there. So, map has increased summoning circle, and we're gonna go for the... the leveling builds I used until the level 65. West Boy. So, generally speaking, the ultimate level build that I put out is meant to be used until you can swap to what you want to swap over. So, I usually level to the end of mapping with that. To the start of mapping. That would be level 59 to 60. So you can beat the complete interlude acts with said build. Yes. Without a doubt, without a problem. I mean, I tried it out on a Sork, for example. And Sork is technically the weakest one to try it out with. Because, well, yeah. You feel squishy in Act 2 Interlude. If you feel squishy in Act 2 Interlude, you can always take bonus armor nodes. There are many available for the build. I just personally don't take the bonus armor nodes because if you like get, or if you make sure that you pick up proper armor during your playthrough, right? You can substitute for the lack of defense that your unique chest piece gives you. Because obviously your unique chest piece is only like good until X, right? It was also mentioned in the guide, in case you haven't watched it, that your defense might be lacking. You might want to pick up some defensive nodes. But usually you just defense over damage. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year, Odin. Good to see you there, partner. Hope all your fingers remain intact. Gemini crossbow, siege crossbows. Greater essence of abrasion, the one essence you need for crafting. Thank you very much. Oh, that hammer would have squished me. Actually hit. It's funny how much stuff you actually find if you play the endgame, because I usually don't play much endgame, right? But the amount of things that we've found today is incredible. What should I do with unique tablets? Well, you can sell them. I sold the unique tablet for 130 exalted. That was one of the abyssal unique tablets. Or you can use these unique tablets yourself. You always just got to decide what's worth more. Do you get more exalted from your tablet than as you would, you know, sell it? Or do you just simply want to use it? Because that's the thing, like, right? Maybe you actually want to use it because you think it's fun to use said tablet. Which would be perfect viable. I mean, I often sell them because I just don't bother enough, right? I can get a bunch of exalted, so that makes me happy because I can then do more crafting and have more fun. That's how simple I go with it. Mixer, you see people doing 40 to 50k damage on their lightning orb and your damage is so low. Your damage is not low, you're probably just comparing yourself to absolute end stage people. So that's like a problem. Like if you look at my damage, so currently we're doing 62,000 with the explosive grenade, and if I throw like all my grenades and everything gets mixed up and I get like fully raged up and I get my resonance build, I do 72,000 per grenade. That's times 5, right? So 72,000 times 5, and then with a 65% chance to erupt twice, which is quite some damage, right? However, there are people that do like 100,000 damage with their grenades. Now, the thing is, you don't need that 100,000 damage, but also in order to get that 100,000 damage, I would have to have 2 rings that each give you 40 plus 40 damage, right? So it would be 40 lightning damage and 40 whatever. And then you would have to have like the crossbow with only tier 1 attributes and that kind of stuff. And you just simply don't have that, right? Oh, it's the perfect essence of sorcery. Did that get expensive lately? I think that's like 30 exalted. It's at least what it used to be. Essences are just such a nice way to making money. In case you always wonder why I hunt essences, because they're just easy exalted. And technically you really want perfect essences of battle. Herald of Ice, check the weapon sets on Herald of Ice. Herald of Ice might be set to the wrong weapon set, and that's why it doesn't work anymore. So you just gotta pop this open and check if it's set to weapon set 1, 2, right? And often there's the bug, like my Herald of Ash does used to unequip this season every single time, and it feels so terrible. I hate it. Mixer, you struggle in the maps, but you can't get your damage up. I mean, damage up is either your passives need to get reworked because your passives are terrible, and or...
Don't spend it all at once.
Oh, that's a lot of max life on that build. And or, like, it's not about your passives. It might just simply be that you need a new weapon. Right? As much... or as stupid as it sounds, but often it's just like, get a better weapon and all your problems are solved. Again, if you feel like you have a good weapon, go into the market and double check if you actually have a good weapon, or if you only think that you have a good weapon. Because if your weapon is like behind in damage and everything else on the market, and you just have your answer, maybe it's not as good as you thought it would be. And there is the Citadel. So this is the Vaults of Kemasa. The Vaults of Kemasa, they just have chests in them, right? And that's it. They didn't even have enemies in there. I don't remember this unique map. I know I have done one of those.
Oh, pinch me, I'm dreaming.
It just has stuff in there, right? Elegant crossbow. I know why I was too lazy to do this one, because as much as I can give you loot, right? I'm just usually too bored doing this. Right? It could get you better equipment, but I'm just like, meh. Imagine doing this without a loot filter. Which class did you have the most fun with right now? Mercenary. Can you teleport out of the vault to clear your inventory, or is that not allowed? Ancestral mail. Wait, is that the Vault Protector? Is that Protector? Terrible. Terrible. Wow. Also terrible.
Not bad. What do you think? Deal.
Need to keep the unset rings, because unset rings are... Wait a second. This one was... plus 3 to all minion skills, but... Nope. Nope.
Keep up the good work.
Da-da-da. Here, Conjurer Mantle. Another doorbell? Jesus Christ. Book of Unique Knowledge. Ah, that was for the... Magic pack size. And... I usually like to work towards Rogue Exiles. The problem is that Rogue Exiles don't work. You know? I mean, last times I tried, it never worked. It was always like, oh, more Rogue Exiles? Well, I hate to bring this to you, but they don't work. Why are so many people ringing our doorbells, Chan? Fine bell? Oh, Jesus. Oh, okay, okay. Like, cool, but I don't need these items. Like I'm good. You know, I'm good. Like, thank you, but appreciate it. But no, thank you. You're gonna like force me to. Yeah, Rogue Exiles still don't really work, right? Oh Jesus, they're gonna force me to go back in and out. Shit. Okay. See, this is why I don't like doing this on stream, because it's like super uninteresting. Where we're getting a lot of loot, but it's kind of like, yeah, sure. But you pretty much just see me go in and out and just pick up stuff, and it's like, yay.
What do you think?
This is lightning coil. Lightning coil is actually pretty. Okay, I had all but that one. Bushwhack. I have run out of space to put items into, Chan. At this point.
Hey.
Hail.
Not bad. I'll find a use for it.
Chevron Satchel. Life recovery from Flask also applies to energy shield.
For now, we part.
That's cute. I like that. It's not that Rogue Exiles don't work, it's just not rewarding. I would just want every single map to have Rogue Exiles. Is that much to ask for? I like the idea of Rogue Exiles. I think it's really fun to fight against them. It's really fun to just absolutely destroy them and show them like who's the boss. Right? So, is that so much to ask for that we just want every single map to contain them? Like the same with Abyss. Abyss is so much fun. So, like, is it so much to ask that I want every single map to contain an Abyss? Huh? I don't think that's an unreasonable request. Oh, tier 18 spirit gem. Jeez. What are we gonna do with you right now? Problem is I can't do any of these tier 18 because I just don't have the stats. Yep, you heard right. None of these can even be tier 18. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Rogue Exile's taken over the Abyss. Oh, Rogue Exile's on the Abyss. That would be funny. Okay, that one is terrible. That one is terrible.
Seen more of those. Take your time.
That crossbow we need. 5 to all melee skills just like that. Honestly, this is like a good crafting base because 5 to all melee skills just base is good.
I'll find a use for it.
Okay, so first and foremost, let's sell this one for 35. Prices have gone a bit down, but it's fine. Second and most important, let's magic you up with 18% increased attack speed is not bad. And then 511 attack rating. I mean, I don't know why it keeps getting me that attack rating. It makes me really unhappy. What? That's a great crafting base. Someone could absolutely gamble with this. What will we price this at, Chad? Tier 1 physical attribute, I think is. No, tier 2, actually. So what do we price this at? Probably like 30 exalted. Someone's gonna buy that potentially. We can make it more expensive, but who cares? And yes, I have no clue about prices, John. Let me just randomly put stuff in there and just cross my fingers. We get the Sinking Spire. Yeah, go. You do get tablets that force rogue exiles per map. I have not seen them yet. So I think you're a liar and a scoundrel. It's out. A scoundrel, sir. Why are you trying to betray elderly women for their money, you evildoer? Okay, could I just stop, like, getting, like, unique item drops? It's taking overhand. What game is this? This is the game that is called Path of Exile. The game where you whip out your crossbow and then you absolutely decimate every single person and they don't stand a single living chance, and it's super fun once you reach that point. But then once you reach that point, you're so powerful that you think, you know what? Now I'm this powerful. I kind of want to start a new character and make him equally powerful. And then you get altitis, and it's a very dangerous illness because you like tend to just want to play more, and more. Okay, why is that doorbell ringing over and over again? Dangerous illness that will want you to just keep playing the game over and over again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C. So gas, and then explode them all. And then explosives, and explode them all too. Another Pilgrim's Vestment, just like that, Chan. Perfect Essence of Enhancement. Enhancement was for global defense, yep. I wonder, can you put the Perfect Essence of Enhancement afterwards on an item? See, this is like the information that's sometimes missing when it comes down to crafting, because, like, for example, for the Perfect Essence of Battle, I know for a fact that the Perfect Essence of Battle gives you suffix. I don't know if the Perfect Essence there is a suffix or a prefix thing. So, like, well, what would it do? Can I just apply it and be cool about it, and then we're fine? Or not?
I have a buyer.
Okay, no.
Speak. Choose what you need.
River, this is Elementalist. Your base is 10 seconds. That is a good crossbow, like, for what we're doing. Like, it's pretty much my crossbow, just some weaker, right? I would still not recommend that to anyone, because it's just not an explosive crossbow. Good, we just sold our belt, chat. The heavy belt, just out. 35 exalted more. Ta-dum. Profit is profit. Oh, shit, I forget to actually, like, go to the top of the Sinking Spire as well. I was about to just leave this area and be like, what's done is done. Luckily, I didn't. Because you need to still go up the stairs and just check this one. Cursor bacon. And then we can go out. Husk of Dreams. Nope. And that's my second Unfolding Dawn. This one is, by the way, still good for leveling. Like, especially when you're doing minion leveling, right? Armor. Nope. Not that I want you. Sorry.
I will
No
make
interest.
use of you. Go.
Okay, one away from the Stone Citadel, ladies and gentlemen. Azamite Megalith, one of my favorite maps. Val City, let's go. Everything good, Black Hunter? Yes, beyond good, to be honest. We did some improvements to the build that made it like silly good. I mean, this might as well be my best build this season yet, from a strength standpoint. As much as I like my Wyvern, it just doesn't compare to what this can do on a clear perspective. I mean, the Wyvern also like just does one Rend swing to clear the screen, and it feels very satisfying. But here I can just, you know, like right click zoom through maps, and I really don't have to bother about anything. I don't have to bother about, oh no, I need to devour to get power charges to get my energy shield back up, that kind of stuff, right? I just have to scoot and poop with right clicks and everything will die. Not might die, will die. 100%. That's it. Give me the loot. Thank you very much. Don't want to fight like an ancient jawbone. Use Mirage Archer with explosive shot. We don't have the spirit anymore left for that. We did do Mirage Archer with explosive shot while leveling because it just does work well. However, like at this point, we don't need that anymore. But I can always get more spirit for my chest piece. If I wanted to. But right now we get Scavenge Plating, Eternal Rage, we get Trinity running, and we get the Herald of Thunder running. Herald of Thunder is very important because it triggers so funny with the explosive shot because it triggers. Any tips for the Bleed Poison build? It's all about getting a strong weapon, kill us. Because if you're not getting like a very, 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 very powerful weapon with a lot of elemental damage, it's just not going to feel like it. Right? Probably the best advice I have there. Explosive shots. Could we play Nova projectiles? You could technically play Nova projectiles, but I actually prefer my shots to go where I want them to go. Right? It's like, yeah, you can. Nova projectiles are not terrible. However, I really like my shots to like land where I want them to land. Oh, you're hunted by the Fable stack, and you're dead. In, so we can't chase me. It's a tier 18, but we don't need a tier 18. Might as well reset and see what comes out of it, right? We got this for 216. That's simple. Bunch of satyrs. Yeah, better spear. Like, the problem is that farming better weapons is really the most frustrating thing in the world. That's why I recommend self-imposed solo self-found, right? You can buy yourself a magic base from the store and then craft that magic base up. That's just way more fun than like endlessly searching for a new weapon. Just my personal, you know. How I feel about that. Lady, how did you go from there to here? Because you're clearly like in that corner, and then you just decided that jumping over that would be fine. Like seriously, what was that? Just do be like, no, bibbity bobbity boom, I zip zap zip, and I'm out of here. Okay, we're 89. We're almost 90, ladies and gentlemen. Get out because the Citadel awaits, ladies and gents. Are you ready? for Count Geonor. And that will give us the last fragment to actually go fight the Arbiter if we wanted to. How does that sound to you?
This is what we
Would we
have
like to
available.
see a kill of an Arbiter today?
The nameless creep ever closer.
Monsters have more life. I really don't want to do that on the... Monsters are armored does not really matter to me at all. Okay. Yeah. How can it be that you always have mana, Black Hunter? Haha, haha. Good question. We're playing Lavinia's. Lavinia's is the bottle that every 2 seconds triggers itself to restore your mana by 49. Okay? I mean, my explosive shot itself does not cost much mana. I mean, it only costs mana when I reload, and I never reload. So the interesting part is that the explosive shot only costs mana if I actually reload. But I don't reload. I reload by killing enemies, and I reload by rolling, which means I never have to spend mana on that. However, I should still every now and then actually throw a grenade, because otherwise Lavinia's does not activate. Why do we need Lavinia's? Because as soon as Lavinia's activates, that means I get 40% more elemental damage. That 40% more elemental damage leads then to more elemental damage gained as extra damage from the Painter's Gloves. So it's kind of like the perfect node that works hand in hand with what we're doing anyways. The Painters say like 9% of elemental damage gained as extra lightning, fire, frost, right? And if I get 40% increased, that through like I throw a grenade, Lavinia's instantly activates, gives me more mana. I'm under the Flask effect for 8 seconds, and I just do more damage. Versus bosses, it looks a bit different because obviously I can't like press the mana. Wait, this was a Red Citadel. I thought the Red Citadel is always the one with Count Geonor. Does the color code means nothing anymore, Chad? This is again a Oriani. Blue is Geonor, but I was at blue once. Huh? I'm confused. Funny confusion himself. Well, it doesn't matter. Then we're gonna kill the man again.
So, at the eve of the end,
More fragments is more fragments, after all.
finally come.
So, first, throw down your gas grenades. Get him stunned, get things exploded. Now he's ignited. That's very important because if now I throw gas grenades at him and the gas grenades double erupt, they will always erupt. I need to deactivate my frost here. Why? Because it's skewing with my resonance. So I'm not actually getting the maximum resonance that I could be getting. Because of it. Mate, you're already transformed. Could you just jump in the middle?
I can't give up. I must save my people.
So, first time I'm gonna lose mana. Mana loss. Make the oily ground. Right? Gas grenade. Explosive grenade. Then gas, explosive, gas. Gas, explosive, gas, gas. And I win. Okay, we know there is a abyss somewhere. Why did that not get cleared? Strongbox. I'm not sure how many I still want to clear here. Why don't use the Galvanic Shard on League? Because Galvanic Shard is not much stronger, if even stronger than this. And this is more fun than Galvanic Shard. So I play this because it's more fun and better. For me, personally. I mean, why don't you play Cookie Cutter build XYZ every single season? You could as well. Why don't you play Poison Burst Arrow, sir? Why don't you just go around and play Poison Burst Arrow every single season? Because it's been now the best build for the past 3 seasons. Expert, you have a link for the level version of this build. We haven't gotten you the updated version. It's simply because I want to experiment with 2-3 more things before we do that. Okay. I also wanted to see if we could get like a better crossbow. And obviously we want to take down our first Arbiter now. Just to see how it feels. Not sure if versus the Arbiter we would need a... Like, not sure if we need the bonus mana regeneration for the Arbiter. Right? What game is this? This is Path of Exile, my friend. It's a good old Path of Exiler. Okay, I think I have this hammer already, so we're gonna break it. By the way, leveling with a warrior might be the funniest thing if you use your unique hammers, because you have so many absolute broken unique hammers. It's crazy. That's 5% movement speed and a lot of evasion rating. People love these chests. And there we go.
Price for that? I have no idea.
So I should buy myself, very important, a perfect jeweler's orb. They're cheap as fuck right now. That's crazy. I mean, we made more currency than that. So this would allow my my explosive grenade to get 1, and I could get my gas grenade. These are the 2 grenades that do the most damage, so we might as well just go, right? That questions though, what do we want to do on the explosive grenade? So we have multi-shot, we got elemental armament, we have payload for the double explosion, and we have adhesive grenades. Why adhesive grenades? Because it makes them just stick where I throw them, which makes it better for the explosions because I don't need double explosions anymore. Now, technically you could put on magnified area, but I find magnified area useless. I think I'm going to use deliberation because I get more damage and that's it. It's another 20% damage increase and we're fine. We're sitting at 60,000 base. If I now unleash my grenades, we're going for... That's without the multiplier from the conflux. So we're sitting at 80,000 damage roughly. I guess that has my gas grenade get deliberation as well. You know what? We get corrosion, multi-shot, elemental armament, payload. Which one is it? Doesn't which one does it, like explosive has adhesive? Yeah, but we don't need the adhesive. So this one can get deliberation as well. Yeah. So now you get the explosions sit at like, we're gonna go for some, right? Just to have it all out. The explosions sit at 65k without any bonus, right? Good. Now we need to get our map. You said blue was Count Geonor, but that's crazy because I have been looking for blue the whole time. Okay, that one was not Count Geonor. We get a purple one, but like this is your Jamanra. I know that, copper. But see, blue is also Stone Citadel. Now here, this is Iron Citadel. So the colors mean nothing anymore, or what? I Scamadoodle Rex, chat. We'll see how this one feels now. Poor guy. You really did not want to die. Oh, siege crossbow, thank you. See, now that we have the triple elements up, we're sitting at, what is it? 62,000 without throwing the grenades, right? And then we still get the elemental damage multiplier from throwing the grenade. Don't actually know how much damage we're sitting in the end. We get like all of it. Problem is obviously that also throwing the grenade skews your elemental thingies. Yeah, see, we're sitting almost at 100,000. So 500,000 deeps, chat. With my explosive grenades. That feels good. I like it. Reasonable. Shellen, good to see you there, partner. I recently prefer YouTube streams over Twitch vastly as well. I'll tell you that. Especially with a bar that you can go back and forth. Are you generating rage as ranged? Oh, I don't. I just get it automatic from Eternal Rage, my friend. So Eternal Rage is that new support gem that just gives you rage. That's it. I don't have to do anything. I just exist and I am fully raged up at any given point. If I wanted to, I could technically play Rage Forged on abilities for that 35% bonus damage. However, I never found that really needed in any way, right? Because I'd rather have the full rage for the fixed multiplier than add like another 35% on top. Especially if I'm then unleashing my grenades, I would just empty the rage like instantly. Which does not make it feel worth it. Oh, Runic Monolith. Let's go. Random boss. Should you unleash that while you're in a citadel? Probably not, because you gotta consider that there could be like, I don't know, one-hit monkey coming out. Like, just imagine for a second, you open this thing, one-hit monkey comes out, hits you, and you just die, and you're gonna be pissed. Uh-huh, you thought you're hot shit? You're not it. Few more green mob. Poor guy. Gemini crossbow, we should take that. I generally tend to like take every crossbow because crossbow's OP. Like if there are white bases, you can get like very good stuff out of it. Attack speed on crossbow does what exactly? Your grenades be shot out faster, your reload speed be faster, and your shots itself be faster. It's not that much useful of a stat compared to others. However, it does not hurt to have. Two, like here, this is just the spirit skill, Eternal Rage.
We will take the power that we deserve. You can bloody well.
Okay, break him.
What's wrong? Didn't you get your fill of
First, knock him to the ground. Good. One salvo should be enough. You know what? I'm gonna do a second salvo to potentially break armor. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, Iron Citadel done. It means we can now go for the Arbiter if we wanted to. Such a weakling. Let's see. That is good fire and lightning damage. So that's a tier 4 and a tier 4. I like that. So getting these is nifty. We could craft around with that. Let's actually put it in here. I don't need the cannonade. Oh, I don't need that. Cannonade. I don't think getting like a better crossbow is really out there because like we're at the very end somewhere. We can check though. So like we have the fragments now, like all three, right? Dub, to go to the Arbiter. Right, you need 3. You don't need 4. Do you need 4? Do you need 3? How many do you need? I think it was 3. Was it 3? Or was it 4? 3. Let's go into the market. So our crossbow is like, it has 68, 160, 292, right? It's an insane crossbow. I now go into the market and I look for it's siege crossbow because there's no other after that. It's kind of weak. Siege crossbow, search, and we want to have it like no price cap, nothing. We go maximum elemental DPS. We could go up to 1,000 elemental DPS, but that's 200 divine orbs. So that this would be like if you compare yourself to people having like insane damage. That's 900, that's 800, that's 800, right? These are all divine orbs. Let's go for the exalted orb maximum, right? So exalted orb maximum, elemental DPS. So for 100 exalted orbs, I could get 600 elemental DPS. And that's in corrupted already, right? So it's not actually that much more. So this one is 800. This one is as well, like this is 150. So it's 231. This is not actually more than what we have, right? They're not more powerful. So we are pretty much very, very at the end. I mean, we're sitting, this is like 300, almost 600. There's almost 700 damage, right? On this, plus the elemental damage with the attacks. Hey, okay, where is my map thingy? Putting monolith? Two? Haven't been here in a minute.
Figures.
I've only done like the Arbiter a handful of times, and I think they changed him, right? I haven't done him since they changed how the Arbiter works. So what do I expect now, Chan? I don't really know. Come on. Guess we're good. We need better rings, that's for sure. Wonder how much more damage we could weasel out with better rings. Oh, we can actually pre-damage him. I forgot.
You are too late. I have a feeling the fourth burns for
Try to stun him in place. Yeah, that makes sense.
sacred fire of another soul.
Oh. Oh, I can actually damage him in that phase. I thought you couldn't. Good now? Oh, what was that? The opponent just like no clue what to do. Can I take this? I'm just confused. Heals in the second phase, okay. How long does it take you to go in endgame and average? I mean, getting, like, depending on if I use resources or not, going through the campaign on a solo self-found character is 7 hours. And then getting, like, deep into the endgame just wholly depends on... Oh, come on now. Like... Depends wholly on... finding some stuff, not finding some stuff. Oh, oops.
Now, witness.
Generally speaking, to reach like level 90 on this character has been now
You are too late.
less than 20 hours, I think.
Burns for
And if you're like using the resources from your other character, it goes faster. Ah, I forgot he has the early damage protection. Now, I always wonder, why are we not doing more damage to him? Early damage protection. That's in place. So I'm supposed to not run on these lips there. Good. Arbiter down. I mean, I thought I had to run over these orbs, but I'm supposed to not run over the orbs, as it seems. Brand machetes. Okay, what did I get myself there right now? I think you can actually use the ground machetes for this build. John. If they are what I think they are. So Arbiter down, congratulations. Yeah, so these are kind of funny because they say 140% armor evasion energy shield, not matters. Immobilize enemies at 50% buildup instead of 100, and then enemies immobilized by you take 20% more damage. And since you always immobilize enemies, you always get the bonus damage. However, I do prefer to like mostly focus on the like triple element with the gloves. You don't technically need that. You could just go for the 20% more, but I like my triple element gloves.
Time is of the essence.
Notice that changing to new league doesn't let you access your storage from other characters. It's better to keep them all in standard league. No, Moss, you want to play the new league because you play from the beginning again, which is the fun. We got any tips and tricks videos? Yes, we have a video called The Perfect Start. And the perfect start in this case refers to literally that. The perfect start. To having like the perfect start into the new season. Okay, I want to do an Azimite Megalith on a fully juiced map and see what happens. Can you actually do the Azimite Megalith on a fully juiced? I don't think you can do it, right? It shouldn't have an influence on it.
It's almost nostalgic. You're done.
We could try to do King of the Mist. I should have enough tokens for that, actually. Or it means try, like, you can definitely do. So yeah, the perfect start is kind of like meant to be a video that gives you like all the pointers for beginner players. And I think we're going to do one of those every single season now as kind of like a refresher for people who are returning. As well, not everyone just has like the same starting point. Ruins. Close the temple. Connect to the... Make another sealed wall. Another guard house. Another pathetic research. Make another vault. Get myself the Vault of Reverence. Okay, that's another architect kill, ladies and gentlemen. Oh goodness, how have I set up this abomination?
You fellas mind if I pinch your weapon?
There's like nothing really in this temple that I want right now, loot-wise, right? Just currency, maybe. And again, opponent gets more uniques. I'm not like getting showered in uniques. Ridiculous. Sin Flesh Sanctum. Surgeon's Theater. You know what? I could be technically getting another arm. And I haven't died in a while, so if we get another arm, it might stay with us. Right? See if we can get another arm. So what does that mean? So there are these operation tables, and if you have a high enough upgraded shenanigan, let's go into the vault. Did you get limb modification? I had one single limb modification so far, but honestly, the amount of times I've gone in the temple is minimal. Right? I don't really enjoy the temple too much because it takes you like so far out of the gameplay. I understand that setting up a good temple is absolutely worth it. It's just the nature of the mechanic does not like agree with me too much. And each to their own, right? Feel welcome to do whatever you like to do. Just don't force me. But hey, whatever limb modification you can get, you should definitely pick it up. There's like no reason to not pick up any limb modifications. Wait, why is this not connected to the commander's chamber? The commander's chamber is connected from the bottom. Because there was a curve. Like they should have like always automatically connected all the chambers. Of creating this weirdness where you have to like walk out and walk back in again. It's just like super awkward. Pristine exalted workbench. Thank you very much. No friend invite, sorry. Osin's Oath. Mana leech from supported skills recovers based on elemental damage type instead of physical damage type. There is a gem for that now? I thought it was completely taken out. The Grand Project Precursor Tablet. I feel bad. Those did not feel amazing. How many hours do you have in this game? I have 1,000 hours roughly in Path of Exile 2, which is not a lot compared to some other people who are already sitting like in 3,000-4,000 hours. However, I spent my time very smart in the game, I guess, right? I don't like to waste time. I spend my time leveling up my characters and learning things about the game. Because I want to really understand all the ins and outs, because that's just more fun for me. I feel very good. I mean, we've made like so many different builds. Like every season, it's 10 or more. Instead of just focusing on one. And that leads to us being able to, you know, make better builds every single season. Okay, Architect Chamber, we made it. You're gonna think the Architect is probably being like plenty hard, right? He's gonna be like super difficult to fight against. And that was the Architect.
I'll hold this medallion for you.
I have done it. We now have full access. Use Shibukado's console.
Royal Access Chamber, because if I do that, I can go to Aziri, right? This is Scaryana's Head. This was Empire's Grasp. I don't think any of those two was good, but I honestly don't really remember if any of these is good. I like to take the lineage supports right now, because that could potentially be like an absolute nasty one. Wizard Tablet Research. Honestly, it's not really about how much time you spend with the game. It's about how you spend the time with the game, right? I always found the question, how much time do you have, silly, personally, right? Not because the question in itself is silly. It's just like, what does it technically matter how much time? The question is rather, you know, what have you done in that time? Lazing about. Have you been, you know, actively trying to do smart things to improve? Chamber of Souls makes a tier 3 arsenal. Whatever a tier 3 arsenal would do. I'm gonna take like trillion hours to get to those left side thingies, like probably combining rooms until I'm finally there. Additional essences. Thank you very much. What's a good talisman damage-wise? Depends on the stage of the game you're in. Like, there's no blank answer. I'm sorry. Like, my current talisman has 600 damage, which is okay, but there are talismans with up to 1,000 damage. I mean, my current bow has 700 to 800 damage, but there are bows that have 1,000 damage. So make out of that what you want. Right, I'm not even at the pinnacle of damage pretty much, and we're already just one-hitting everything more or less. So if I go now any further, it's just going to be silly goose territory. And it's pretty much is already silly goose territory, right? I mean, one throw of a stun grenade just takes care of anything. I tend to then put out my explosive grenade. And I'm essentially like sitting in juiced maps with like 2,000 HP, which is technically terrible, like the 2,000 HP. However, the way how my defenses work, it actually works pretty well. Oh, look, Chad, he's me. Just without all the cool things, like insane amounts of damage, right? He's like me, just in sucky. Okay, where are we still being? So black steel subatons. Oh, now I need to go out because I need to check on these crossbows. There's no way I cannot not check on this crossbow, right? 950 damage talisman is insane, CN. Honestly, you could just sell that for money and buy yourself a bunch of talismans with slightly less damage.
Take your time.
Right?
Don't spend it all.
Oh, Balak's Vice. We have way too many of those.
Keep on.
Unset rings are always being kept because unset rings could potentially turn out good. Currency, amulets, jewels, death rush, emerald ring. I have too many of those. Let's see. Currency, jewel. And on we go. So, cannonade crossbow into elegant crossbow. Like, technically I don't want the elegant crossbow because it would have to exceed my cannonade crossbow by far and wide to be considered a second crossbow. Just take... Oh, preserved cranium. Technically, my... my cannonade crossbow is useless for my explosive shot. Because my explosive shot does not need the... Oh my goodness, I just want to pick up the loot. My explosive shot does not need the bonus projectile that you get from the siege crossbow. Right? Okay, after this, let's go try to kill either King of the Mist or Breach Boss. I need to see how many splinters I have of what we can go do. That's the problem that I enjoy Abyss so much. I like just don't do breaches. It's not that I dislike breaches, I just don't do them. Good night, my friend. How often have you like killed the final elite here and then you thought you're done and then he respawns and then you die to him and you don't get the loot? Tell me, Chad, how often has it happened? Be honest. Yes, good. It's the only thing I wanted to hear. Sell it. Yes, it's the appropriate answer. Oh, Cat Idol. Which one was Cat Idol? That is crit. And act. So useless.
Ready? Let's do this.
So what are you saying? Oh, well, what is that? Huh? Why is that here? Because of the Asmarian Wisp now? Okay, well, I guess, like, easy loot.
Nicely done. That good hunting.
It's not like any, that is a problem. What does your brother want to do with a cat idol, sir? And win. That was nasty. Get killed so quick. Okay, Gemini crossbow over the... I gotta come back to pick up the crossbow again. I gotta. Okay, everyone pray and hope for a killer crossbow now, ladies and gentlemen.
Take your time.
So, we got this one from the dude. Terrible. Destroy, destroy, destroy. This one, nope, bad. And that one, bad. Honestly, I want like the full elemental rotation ones, and if they're not the full elemental rotation, they're terrible. Why do you need the cat idol for the flicker strike build? Are you playing flicker strike on Amazon and you need more AC rating? Is it that? I don't actually know. Oh, beautiful bow. I mean, vastly not good in terms of like how high the values are, but bow itself, beautiful. Observe. So
Speak. Quickly. A useful.
let's see, how many tokens for the king do we have? 24. How many tokens do we have for breach? 36. I could just buy myself. Did the price go up? Breach splinters. Oh, the price actually went up for breach splinters. Interesting. How many do I need? 14.
All right, your order is registered.
Just so I can mess around. I just want it. Like, I'm just benchmarking against what we've done before. When we could obviously do a higher one, but I, again, too lazy to farm that. Right? Let me just do that. So no grenade throwing here, apart from stun grenade. Stun grenade is allowed. But otherwise, you just do explosive shot. Problem is with the grenades, like, we don't have time to wait for the eruption, right? That's why stun grenade is the only one, because stun grenade has an instant eruption. And obviously you could layer in the explosion and just wait for it. What I find definitely crazy is how much shock we're doing. Like, I would have not thought that the shock buildup is so high, but we're pretty much always having the enemy shocked at any given point. Come on, faster, faster. So the runic splinters, they're more expensive. I know that farming breach is a good way of income. So you can pretty much, instead of like doing normal maps and just trying to get currency, you pretty much put a breach on every single map. And then you just make sure that you get yourself a lot of breach splinters and you sell them. I mean, in an hour, you can, like, if I farm 100 breach splinter in an hour, which is not really hard, you have 300 exalteds. if you then wanted to farm that way, because personally I find that very boring, right? Why would I just like farm currency? That's generally why I don't like do endgame stuff, because like if I would have to think about how many exalteds could I make per hour, I'm just going to end it here and there, right? It's just gonna be Joe Ever right away. Just right between the eyes, please. That's just me. Breach ring, breach ring, breach ring. All right, well, maybe we get something good from these breach rings, right? Sparky, every drop can be good, even if it like doesn't matter if it's tier 2, tier 3, even tier 5, like, right? All the tier drops can still be good. Yeah, good. That was him. As I said, we could do the higher tiers easily. Beautiful. We get the amulet and we get the exalted orb. Good. That's a lot of resistances. Look at this beautiful ring, chat. Let's see what comes out of this. You know what? That's a great ring. I like that. The cold resistance has some leech. That has mana. Has some resistance. This has some damages. Actually, cold and lightning damage was kind of good. 11 trail attributes. This is better than my ring on the left, technically, damage-wise, right? Just for the damage difference, with 60k. Yeah. See, like just how much more damage you can actually get from a good ring, right? So that's 2k more just for getting a little bit. And we have rings like this one has 26. We have rings here. We have rings that do a lot of bonus damage. So something like with plus 40. I had one of those. Doing like tons. Yeah, 1 to 45 lightning damage. Potentially lead to a lot. 2 to 51 lightning damage, right? 65 lightning damage. It's out of interest. What do you surmount to? I put you on. Yeah, it's like 5k DPS more, right? So the 100k would be easy, which just is then 500,000. So that's like amazing on the build. Yeah, solves blood. Enemies in your presence have minus 25 fire resistance. Oh, it's cute.
Yes. I'll tend to the books.
Wait. Okay. What do we have? What do we want it to do? I need to take a map. 2 of these. There we go. I don't like the Asmarian ranges. 216, chat. What does it feel? We didn't look at whatever happens, right? It happens. I mean, damage-wise, it's not going to make a difference. We're just still going to slay everything. That's not what we're worried about in the slightest. Again, damage just has a reach like Silly Goose territory, right? Where you just know you're good to go. Oh, I gotta look out because they're stupid when they attack like that. That's probably the only mob I'm like slightly cautious about. Because when they do their stabbing thingy, that can kill you. Can. Not necessarily won't. Oh, I get an Abyssal Depths in here? That's kind of cool. Okay, Gold Ring, Engraved Crossbow, Sapphire Exalted, Alchemy. I want to find the boss quickly, so we can just take the boss out and then do the rest. You respec from Explosive Shot to Siege Cascade. I couldn't get past with Explosive Shot. It took forever for the bosses. Oh, so for bosses, you still use grenades. So yes, we're using Explosive Shot for clearing, because Explosive Shot for clearing is just king, as you can see. The main I think what your problem is, you probably focused on physical damage, right? So like if your crossbow was main physical damage, that might be why you have been not having success. I just juiced my damage like crazy with the painter's gloves. So what did I do? I put on the painter's gloves, which give you bonus elemental damage on top of all the damage you're doing anyways. And for this, so with the painter's glove, that are a lot of damage bonus, you need an elemental damage weapon, because my weapon now gives me 300 lightning damage bonus. Then 9% of that is cold damage, 9% of that is bonus fire damage, and 9% of that is bonus, like, rain. That all gets turned into their respective bonus damages. And that's where it then gets, like, really interesting. Okay, that's a tier 16 map boss, and we win. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our tier 16 map now. It's not a surprise that happens again when everything is juiced up. We're sitting at 100,000 grenade damage. So we're talking about 100,000 damage times 5, and with a 65% damage to erupt twice. That's something. The build for this, we have the level build for this, but not the endgame version. The endgame version I'm going to create as the stream is over. So when we end today's stream, then we're going to give you the, like, I'm gonna create the full build guide for the updated version. And we're going to make sure that we do it in a way, like, I don't know if you have watched our last guide from yesterday. It was a bit different. It had a bit more gameplay in it. On top of the explanations that might have given you a better feeling for the build. Let's do the Abyssal Depths first. Oh, Siege Crossbow. Nice. Inventory's full. We still want to activate the breach, obviously. So give me a second on that one.
You're done.
Give me loot. Ah! Funny parties, we're doing this all with 2,000 life, right? Honestly, Mercenary just becomes OP from alone. So it's literally like I'm not doing anything special. I'm just Mercenary, and Mercenary is insane. That's probably the best way how to say, oh, that is a lot of physical damage, but the 3 to 6 cold just ruins everything. Like, it could have been a beautiful item, and then you just have that, and you just want to start crying. What is that? Cannonade crossbow.
Go on. This is all we have.
We don't want cannonade crossbows anymore.
Time is of the essence.
The only thing that saddens me is that tier 16 maps don't give you other tier 16 maps. So you gotta, like, you know, you gotta keep corrupting while orbing. Oh, it's not Merc. Yeah, obviously, sorry. It's not Merc. It is crossbows that are crazy. So yes, you're correct. Sorry. Keep saying Merc, crossbows. But the Tactician in particular has a big advantage because of the pin. Why pin? Because the pin of the Tactician says enemies cannot perform actions. That means when I shoot my bow in, like the explosive shot, if it doesn't outright kill, it will pin them to the ground and they cannot perform actions. And that's actually plenty silly goose. Because if there is any kind of rare mob elite whatsoever, that would usually be like somewhat of a problem. You just pin it to the ground, it cannot perform actions, and then you start then you start throwing your grenades. So I'm just gonna pin this guy. See, they're not moving because they cannot perform actions, and then I win and it's over. Done. That's it. And if I don't kill them, then after they're immobilized, I deal more damage against immobilized enemies, so yay. Let's not forget that if I shock my enemies, and I then kill said shocked enemies, I get the Herald of Thunder. And since the Herald of Thunder gets triggered of every single projectile that comes out of the explosive shot, I triple trigger the Herald of Thunder with one attack. Right? So I kill them, we then get the charges of the Herald, right? But my explosive bolts are not one bolt flying out, they're always 3 bolts flying out. Which pretty much gives me then, see, this is 5, and I shoot 1 shot, but it depletes like 3 right away, unless I obviously instantly restore them from the shot. Which leads to like some really interesting damage overload, especially when you then have a rare monster, right? And that rare monster's in your way, and you just trigger your shot multiple times, and it just shreds them. Very funny. Oh, we almost missed that Abyss Precursor tablet. It's like so many layers of damage that the build builds up for free. So let's see how many tokens we get from that tier 16 map here right now. That gives us 11. So 11 times 3, I just made 33 Exalted Orbs. Just people were at, like, how do you make currency? So this one map is a guaranteed 33 Exalted Orbs if I wanted to, because there are people that always buy these splinters. Whew, I kind of want to make it to level 90 now, so we need to do one more map. Oh, 1, 2, 3, so 36 lightning. That is not high. You would think about like, wow, that looks so high, but it's not, because, well, there's way more to be had. Sadly. What do we got here for unique tablets? I got my... Makes all maps accessible. Breaches expand to at least 20 meters in radius. Open while there are live breach monsters. Oh, yeah, I know that one. That one was cool, to be honest. Played with that before. Token. That was a corrupted map that sadly did not turn to tier 16. Okay, what do we have? 15, 15, 15, and 15. Okay.
Not bad. What do you?
Robbery. Do we want to do the Azamai's Megalith chat as a tier 15 with whatever on it? So the Azamai's Megalith is like super funny because it's this one map where you just get bosses after bosses after bosses. I personally like that one so much because of just being able to kill bosses, and boss killing is the most fun in Path of Exile, right? So bonjour Gerard, good to see you there. The planner's in the description of the YouTube video, but again, this will get a dedicated video. I wanted to give you the 1 to 65 first, and then I wanted to give you the update on the Raging Tactician, because the 1 to 65 is different to the end game. Since in the end game, we can do more stuff finally. Like, we have the level and we have the stats to incorporate more things. You definitely need to get a amulet with spirit, so that is mandatory. Why an amulet with spirit? Because we need 153 spirit total to get all these skills activated that we're using. What build are you planning next? I have not decided. So I was thinking about doing a Wyvern build, but as a Blood Mage, because a Wyvern Blood Mage could potentially do Elemental Bleed. Now, I'm not sure how well that works, but I would be super excited to actually try that out, because I am just a sucker for bleed builds, and the Wyvern does do significant portions of elemental damage. Technically, it should work. Practically, I have no clue if it will work. But I would really like it to work. Where's the runic circle? Hello? Where's the big runic circle? Arco Spellcaster, we've already done that. Oh, the Rusted King. And bye. Thanks, boss. Oh, look, Saphira. And bye. Oh, Tyranny the Hateful. And bye. More? Winter Witch. Oh, sorry. And bye. Awesome Spearfield builds. Awesome Spearfield builds still work. Yep. Oh, so I don't even know who that was, chat. Ah, that was the hyena. So we're sitting at 91,000. Thanks, boss. Most fun boss will be the double boss. Good. Greater Rune of Tithing. Meta skills gain increased energy. I guess to have or not to have. Horn Crown. I have too many of those already. Strong's Greaves. I have too many of those. The build is not too complex. No, the build is really not complex. I mean, the only difficult thing about the build, and I'm saying difficult here, like, right? It's because it's not. So the only difficult part of the build is to understand how the painter's gloves work and how resonance works, because you have the painter's gloves and they say your elemental damage is converted to cold damage and your elemental damage is converted to fire damage and your elemental damage is converted to lightning damage, right? So right now my lightning, fire, and things is almost similar, right? My fire damage is slightly lower than what we have going on. If you look at my bow, you also see that we have like more cold and fire, right? So any elemental damage I get right now, bonus elemental damage, is always gained as even more elemental damage and then converted into all the triple stack of elemental damage. The real thing that we have to make sure, though, is that we do all 3 elemental damage at the same time, because we got Trinity going. Trinity is 5% more elemental damage per 30 resonance of any type. Okay? And you build up resonance on dealing damage with a hit, gain 12 resonance of the highest elemental damage type, and lose 3 resonance of the other. And that's what we're going in, right? So right now we have, like, our damage is, for example, on the explosive shot is 12,000. Actually, like, it's 14,000. Now I shoot, and it's 14,000 suddenly. And then we keep shooting. And as you see on my elemental resonance on top, I'm doing all 3 elemental damages. And due to the Herald of Thunder, we do even more elemental damages, right? So it works to build up, like, all 3 at the same time. And the more the Herald of Thunder triggers, the more all 3 are getting built up, right? And then we're getting just more damage per se. And that's pretty much how we're then juicing our 12,000 damage for 10,000 more. And then we can also now throw grenades. And if I throw grenades, I get, like, the more fire damage as well, whatever damage, and then gives us even more. So, yeah. Nice. At the end of the day, it's just spam explosive shot and then spam grenades on the opponent, and that's it. It's the whole magic.
Not bad. Take your time.
Good fortune.
Not bad. Deal.
That's a lot of physical damage, but likely not gonna be good. And that's the whole secret to how it works. See, this is why POE is the best. GGG knows that they're doing in terms of giving you problems as level 1 and then solving them. Exactly. Smata, the only advantage that you have as a tactician is you got persistent buffs have 50% less reservation. That means any single persistent buff. This costs 50 spirit instead of 100. This costs 50 spirit. This costs 15 spirit. And the vitality is also only 10 spirit, while the Herald of Thunder is also only 15 spirit. By the way, we're not having enough dexterity to use it on grenade weapon set? Why do we have dexterity as a problem in our weapon sets? That's weird. Okay, good. So yeah, that's kind of like how that works. Where was I stuck? And obviously, as a tactician, you do have the projectile damage builds pin, right? Which is also very important because if you pin enemies, they can't perform actions. So I can use more spirit skills for cheap. And like the last thing is really interesting because this has gain deflection rating equal to 20% of armor. So we're sitting at 75% armor, and if I kill things, we sit at more armor. And my chance to deflect is 25%. Deflecting prevents 40% damage. Now, 25% doesn't sound like a lot. However, we have this key passive down here that says evasion is unlucky. I don't evade. I don't have evasion rating, right? However, chance to deflect is lucky. Lucky means it's being rolled twice. So on top of my armor, and on top of my armor taking care of elemental damage, I also have the chance to get lucky with my deflects, to then make myself, like, tankier, right? It all just works really well into each other. Wow, monsters are evasive and armored. That sounds like the absolute horror. Forge, I don't want to do Forge. Forge sounds terrible. As Marion ranges is also terrible. Channel, it's fine. So these are 1 portal maps, right? We're never really getting close to dying because of these layers of defense. And obviously, I am running around now with 2021 HP, right? 2021 HP isn't a lot. So here, all 3 elements are running, as you can see. So fire, lightning, all 3 are running. And that brings my explosive shot, like, gives it 10,000 bonus deeps. 10,000 bonus deeps is 30,000 bonus deeps. Because we're shooting 3 shots. Goes to be your crossbow see if it's good for the build. Crossbow should be elemental damage. And we're talking about a lot of elemental damage. Why do you want your crossbow to deal elemental damage? Because elemental damage in this case gets made into more elemental damage. Because the painter's gloves simply give you more elemental damage. Okay? That's how they work. They give you 9% of elemental damage as extra lightning damage. So the more elemental damage you get, the more damage you get. If your bow already has 300 lightning damage, that means 300 lightning damage is now 9% cold, 9% extra lightning, and 9% extra fire. Right? 1 portal, 1 life. Yes, 1 portal maps are then fully juiced maps that have the highest item drop chance, highest waystone drop chance, enemy blah, whatever, right? So they're just the maps that are the most rewarding to do, technically. But also the most difficult because they have the multipliers on it and all that kind of stuff. But also have the highest potential for loot, right? I need to get to the middle and get the sarcophagus open. I learned that word, Chad. Just because I was being ridiculed by the community. And how could a native speaker not know how to pronounce sarcophagus? Preposterous, right? These lightnings from the sky, that's always my Herald of Thunder, okay? In case you wonder. Coming from the sky there, Herald of Thunder. Ah, here. Nice. Hope you see it. Only a tier 15 breach, Chad. Breach for children, pretty much. Sad part is that I really don't know how efficient the deflect is helping me. So I know the deflect is there, right? I know the deflect is doing things, but I just don't know how efficient the deflect is doing things. Right? There's no noise when you deflect an attack, pretty much. I don't even know if it's doing. Does anyone have the filter link Pony uses? I do use normal filter blade filters, sir. And I set them up for every character individual because it's just literal button pressing. I went on filter blade. I choose Endgame filter on a mercenary, and I only want to find crossbows and armor items. That's it. That's how you put it in there, and you're guaranteed to then have that happening. How high is your deflection chance? Only 25%, but my deflection chance is lucky. That means it's always being rolled twice, and it always takes the better outcome. By the way, level 90, ladies and gentlemen, my first character this season to 90 and beyond. A wyvern, I think, is level 89. So it might be a low chance, but it's more or less guaranteed to happen oftentimes. So that's my first tier 19 skill gem as well, Chad. All my skills are not even tier 19, right? It's 18, 17. So we can get even more damage now if I want to.
Explosive shot can be used.
We're not even at the maximum yet. Deflect does not protect from one shot, so it's map. Yeah, like, I mean, that's obvious. It's just there to make your whole, like, movement over the map smoother. And I think that it does. That it does incredibly well. So what are my next levels going to be? The next 5 levels are going to be these points here for more elemental damage and resistance penetration. Which I don't actually need because we're killing everything already. But I still want it, I guess. We could also become immune to Ignite, but honestly, I have really not had a problem with that at all. Because I just never in-Ignite. What can I say? Technically, we don't need these weapon swap points anymore. These are for crossbow reload speed. But I don't crossbow reload, so I could actually put these into more damage. Right? As soon as you get the respective nodes.
What is it?
Thing is, it would like only be damage for the crossbow, which is kind of like weird to go for that, but why wouldn't I? On the other hand, you could use these weapon set points for zooming now. So I could reset these because I only use my grenades when I use my grenades. That means I could take now any kind of like movement speed reliable thing. So we got here the reduced movement speed and a slow potency debuffs on you, right? Is that? What other movement do we have like close by that I can dabble with? We get the reduced movement speed from using skills while moving. I mean, that would definitely work. So I could zoom better using my crossbows, which is kind of funny. Strength. Wait, weapon set 2. Strength. Because I like need it for my shots. You know what? Let's these out off. We can get some more of those. Ta-da. Use accuracy while moving doesn't matter. That was crossbow damage. That was attack speed. Could probably just put these 2 nodes off and then just take this. Okay, let's see how that running gun makes us running gun even more.
Speak.
Little improvements at the end.
This is what we have available.
A lot of resis.
Keep up the good work.
Got 21 more tokens. Interesting. Ascendancy, this is Tactician, and it needs to be Tactician. Okay, overgrown. Now we're getting less movement speed penalty when we're shooting our skill, which allows us to zoom even harder with a crossbow, right? I think you noticed this already, Chad. How you're just moving smoother. Because usually whenever you fire the crossbow, it creates like this slightly halting sensation where you're just getting slowed down for doing this. But that just got taken out. So very, very good note to take. Why don't we need the reload anymore? Well, because we swapped away from needing reload. By killing enemies and by rolling. Any chance you could add some written stuff to the guide? Rotations on bosses rares? So, well, I mean, the information to all of that is always in the video, sir. In case you have not watched the video. Most importantly, when it comes down to jewels, I don't actually pay attention to specific jewels. I know this might sound a bit sad, but I always have shitty jewels. I, for example, just currently use random bonus armor jewels, and that's it. Yeah. That's it. Just bonus armor. I don't have any specific time lost or whatsoever. Another breach. Another breach. See, for this breach, it would be terrible if I would have to reload while rolling, right? For the breach, you really just want to reload with killing things. Every shot kills. Oh no, I got hit by the temporal. Oh, breach and abyssal on top of each other. What should possibly go wrong, Chan? Surely there's nothing that could happen here. Oh, the deflection is definitely not ginormous, but any kind of bonus defense helps. I mean, in the time of the stream right now, in our all tier 16 maps here, we haven't died. I think in today's, like, how long has the stream been? 3 hours? With like 1 time or so. So something seems to be working about that defense, right? When it comes down to defense, every little bit helps. The more you have, the more you have. Right? That's as simple as it goes. What unique jewel do you use? I don't use any unique jewels. I don't have any unique jewels. A greater regal orb? I have seen like very few of those as of late. Huh. Usually these dudes tend to slap me with their tentacles, silly. Been a problem for my wolf and my bear. But I will not slap by your tentacles. You little shit. Why defense at all if you can dodge everything? Because you can't dodge everything. There's a moment where you will get hit, and then your defense should be there. You dodge a lot, that's for sure. Haha, you thought you had me. Oh, I got a Kurgel's leash. Thank you. Take it from here. This is still self-found class? Yes. Constantine. Grenades is the easiest to do solo self-found. And has always been. Making good crossbows is super simple. Right? Especially with a crossbow amount that is dropping left, right, and center. Power scaling is great even without having good stuff. And it gets better with having good stuff. The only problem you face if you do this solo self-found is the reloading. Because you don't have Ratha's Soul and you don't have Argent's Metal. However, you can do the same with heavy stunning until a certain point. Because then you're swapping over to pin and that kind of ruins
What
it.
do you think?
Deal. For now.
Can I help?
Okay, oh, let's put this all to the... That was another 11 tokens, so this is another 33. So it just made 66 exalted with the last 2 maps, chat. If I then wanted to sell these orbs and not use them myself, right? Then we made alone from the breaches. We made 66 exalted. Kind of cute. And we get new maps that we could try to tier 16 up. That's cool. Guess I get my farming character created now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. What's your next build? So my next build, this is a quick planning session, ladies and gentlemen. I was thinking about taking a wyvern and using the wyvern with, where's my first wyvern? That's my wyvern main, level 88. So I wanted to take a wyvern and I wanted to use the wyvern with a blood mage. Because technically you have your rend, right? And your rend does have a portion of physical damage, but it also has a portion of elemental damage. And especially if it's lightning infused, right? It gets like a huge portion of lightning damage on top. So it's like reasonable. And the basic idea would be if we do this, we could go for bleed. Right? And have our oil barrage and or our rends bleed. Could totally work. And you have your flame breath, and you could make your flame breath bleed as well, which would kind of be funny. Now, again, not 100% sure how we're feeling about that. Generally speaking, I mean, I'm very happy with the wyvern over here in this board because there's so many cool nodes that you can take and so much fun you can have with these nodes. So yeah. I face tank everything with 200 life regen on my Tactician, so if he's running a more evasive but with low life regen, then deflect is better. Well, I'm not really face tanking anything, right? As you can see there. I'm just walking. Because life regen is like, in the regard, life regen is useless, since if you get one hit, you get one hit, right? What does the life regen do for you? So I'd rather like avoid getting one hit rather than healing the damage. We don't take damage. It works. I like it. I'm happy. So, that being said, John, I am not entirely sure what we do tomorrow. You can always put it in the comments of the YouTube video. So if you want to see a certain build, if you have something you'd like to see being played, spam away and be like, Pony, do this. I definitely want to do a new build because obviously this Tactician I could just keep farming to get a new bow. But we just figured out that the next level of bows is in the divine range. That's that. So yeah, we're done for now. That was a great stream chat. We had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. We'll be back tomorrow for more. But what we're going to sit down now is we're going to sit down to create this guide for you so that we get the endgame guide for the mercenary out with all the ins and outs and all the like super damages it has been doing. We'll have the progression pretty much from 65 to 90 because there's like third and fourth ascension. Okay? Therefore, thank you very much for coming and watching, lurking, and chatting, hanging out, and hopefully having a good time. I'll see you all tomorrow again and later on YouTube if you then are interested in what we exactly did to reach this point. Therefore,